And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text STAPLE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text STAPLE to 321-321. That's STAPLE to 321-321.
Harry Douglas here. When you're on a business trip, you know what goes completely off the rails? Your workout routine, folks. Especially when you book a hotel that doesn't have a gym. Then you have to squeeze in between the desk and your bed, eke out 2 push-ups, and call it a day. If you just stay at La Quinta by Wyndham, you'll discover there's a fully equipped fitness center at every location. Now you can wake up and do some weightlifting to prepare you to carry your team on your back all day long. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Book direct at lq.com.
When I wake up,
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Good mornings make for better days.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Wrangler, for the ride of life.
3:17. Here we go. It's a live imaging Tuesday. Have some fun. Smile, will ya? Bing, ba-da-bum, yeah. Boom, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ding, da-da-bum. Sedano and Kap is on your Tuesday afternoon. George Sedano is live in OKC, taking on the Tornadoes.
Yep.
But it'll be okay, I hope. Producer Lindsay Baseball's here. Young D, producer D. Producer Michael Funchie, Funchie Lover, who we're going to send out. We're going to send him out on the street shortly. Plus, we got the social media team in the back. Let's have some fun today on a live imaging Tuesday. And I feel more enthusiastic than usual.
Why is that?
Because I haven't done all of lit all day.
Why is
I
that?
had meetings and stuff. So now your show is the only show I'm getting full lit. And I feel good.
Okay. All right.
Even though Sam Pines wore me out in this meeting earlier.
Why did he do that to you?
Oh, he was
Yeah,
taking,
what happened
he
there?
was taking swings.
What was he saying?
It's like it's
Was he
Tell
upset?
us.
Was he upset about how many must reads you've been sending lately?
No, he likes those. And I
Yeah.
say please read, not must read.
All right, whatever.
Well,
Close
but
enough.
but tell us, why is he wearing you out? I mean, we do our business on the air. So what's the problem? Tell us.
Who does what business? on the
We,
air?
me, Sedano.
Well, this show does,
The Sedano
yeah.
and Kap show.
if
does
you're going to be on the show today,
Right.
now you have to tell us.
We do business on the
Well,
air.
so everybody's got these 12 Q scores. We're having the
Okay.
big meeting with Craig.
What does that
Carnison.
mean for people
Would
that
you
don't?
12
Explain
Q is
12Q.
basically it's a Gallup poll that you take that many companies use
Internally.
where you talk about are you doing your best work every day? Do you
No,
feel
but
this? Do you
it's
feel
an
your opinion
internal.
count? Yeah, it's
internal poll within the structure of the people who work here.
Right. So then every manager gets a score too based on
What's
what
your score?
It wasn't as great as it has been.
Well, yeah, you missed a lot of time.
So yeah.
You
Yeah.
deserve to
Well,
be docked.
and honestly, you should read this Jordan Rodriguez story that we're going to talk about later. It honestly will do wonders for you, I think.
He thinks that you guys specifically blur the lines between leadership and show,
What does that mean?
meaning that you can't view Chris as different than the show Chris.
I don't understand.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
he was
explain.
more targeted at Cappy, not really Sedano.
Meaning what?
That you don't understand that sometimes I have to be more serious than the guy who's maybe using the restroom with you like last week.
When is that? When is that time?
Oh, I guess maybe I need to identify it with you.
Yeah, like
hey, Cap,
No, you
we're
need to.
serious.
You know what you need to do? Different hats.
That's a good idea. That's a good
Color
idea.
coordinated hats.
Right.
And then like when you're wearing a certain color hat,
Right.
you're like manager Chris,
Okay.
or consultant Chris.
Yeah.
CC. You're CC, not CMM.
Have you ever seen those hats that they have like the animals on them and then they have a word underneath? Like you should have one that says boss.
I'm not boss.
So that
I don't,
when you
I don't
so
like
that,
that word.
So that when you are the
I'm not
boss,
bo- I'm not boss.
You can have
Leader.
on your
Leader.
you can have on your boss
All right,
hat.
whatever that one.
You're
So you
your
have a
own
leader
boss,
hat.
Cap. I'm
Yeah.
not your boss.
Okay.
You're your own boss.
I agree. But okay, so I do like George's concept of having multiple hats. And you should have these two hats with you all the time. So when you're being serious,
I put on the
you
serious
put on
hat.
the
Yeah, you
serious
switch
hat.
off.
You
Yeah.
should take that
I like
crown
that.
off of LeBron, and when you're like being like leader, you put on the crown.
Okay.
Not a bad idea.
I mean, I just think that maybe you could compartmentalize in your brain. But
Okay.
Maybe I have to do that for you.
It is kind of hard, I will admit. You know, the guy who's telling the story about pooping next to Cappy.
Don't put the ooh there. Don't put the ooh there.
So give me an example. Like let me hear, because this is important stuff. And again, as George and I say, we do our business on the air.
Right.
What is
we
Sam,
stand on business,
right.
as like Perk says.
What does Sam say? He says that
you have trouble understanding the difference.
Okay.
You specifically
Okay,
said Kaplan.
tell me more. I'm listening. I'm here to listen.
Well, I defended you. I said, I don't think so. I think, Cappy and I spend a lot of time together, but I think he gets it. He goes, I don't think he does.
Okay, interesting.
A lot of car rides.
A lot of car rides, a lot of walks.
That's an interesting perspective by Sam. Does he have any examples?
Is that privileged information?
He also felt that last week you sucker punched me along with everybody else on the show, and he was surprised that you sucker punched me of all people.
Interesting.
Which
I don't think
we
Here's where I would push back.
We flushed out.
Push it back, George. Push back.
I don't think anyone sucker punched you because you come on this show and tell us things randomly too. So like we only acted with it. You didn't have the hat you needed to have on.
No, there was a memorandum. There was a memorandum.
Okay, nonetheless, memorandum doesn't mean it's like a signed contract and we agree to everything that you're in your memorandum.
Wow.
So what I would say is, on this show, you have come on repeatedly over the years, and we get it. It's part of the deal. And you're going to tell us we're going to do stuff that we don't necessarily like on the air, and we tend to hash it out. And that was no different. It was just us bringing it to you as opposed to vice versa.
Far.
What did I do?
And that's why you cried to me after the show last week.
You cried?
I don't remember that.
He teared up.
I don't remember that at all.
He teared up.
Don't cry for me, Argentina?
No, I don't remember crying
and then
for
that's
Argentina.
when then we met with DeAndre.
Yeah.
It was a great meeting, and then Cap freaked out DeAndre. So
and then DeAndre started crying. Is that
no,
right?
DeAndre didn't
cry.
didn't
happen?
I didn't cry.
DeAndre
I didn't
didn't
cry.
cry?
I didn't cry.
I didn't cry. Did I cry?
And then I hashed it. I talked to Sedano the next day.
Okay.
And then Lindsay and I chatted.
Mm-hmm. Now, did Sam say anything to you about leadership and management and communication and the way you articulate a message to your teammates? Like, did he talk to you about that at all?
A little bit.
Okay, because that's an important component.
Well, but that's why I think you should read this Jordan Rodriguez story.
Well, he gave me another book to read first, but then I'll
read
read
the Rodriguez story is quicker. Much quicker. You don't have to read the book.
Honestly, we're going to talk about it. It's about McVey kind of realizing, man, I'm not doing this the way I should be doing this for my own health, on top of the way that I'm leading may not be working. And I really think it was very introspective. I thought it was fascinating. I think you can apply it to literally any walk of life, and it's why I want to have Jordan on. It might be the best piece of sports reading I've done, even though it's kind of life reading, I've done in this calendar year to this point.
Let me tell you something. Now Chris says, George, that I cried to him after that whole situation. I'm going to deny tears. Okay.
Are you going to lie? I'm going
to say that there was emotion both ways.
Okay.
But I'm denying any tearing. However,
you teared.
However,
your face was wet.
However, I want to say this.
Your face
was raining.
I want to say this. Reading Jordan Rodriguez's piece today, and I am not exaggerating one slight bit, I was teared up.
Like you were last week with me?
No. Very different kind.
It's a great story.
And I can't wait for you and I to really dig deeper into it, because there's so much of it that is beyond just what you read today.
Well, look, we've talked to Sean many over the years on this show when in the instances he has come on about kind of life. We talk more to him about. I would say half the interview, if not more, usually is about life or shenanigans, but. Life is always included in those conversations, and it started. The reason I realized something was up with him was he did the Jay Glazer podcast years ago, around the time after they won the Super Bowl, and he was talking about quote unquote gray days, and that's how that conversation started, at least on this particular show. In this time slot, and Cappy, I'm almost certain you were around then. It might have been just either when you were arriving or right before you got here. But those have always been conversations we've had with him. But honestly, based on that story, Chris, you should literally read it. And Cappy, I'd love to know if you agree with me, because I do think it is applicable to anyone's walk of life, but especially Christopher.
I'll read it during the break.
Well, no, you won't.
No, it's longer than that.
It's going to take you a little time.
You need 20 minutes.
Yep. I can read. Cap.
No, but it's going to take you a little time. And by the way, if you read it in the break, you're not going to really take it in.
Yeah.
You're going to need 20 minutes. I suggest the bathroom. That would be just a call.
Be careful, though, because you get the hemorrhoids if you sit there too long.
Oh, wow. In the meantime, I want to tell you something,
I said
George.
earlier, Tom Thibodeau looks like a man who has hemorrhoids.
You did?
Yeah, I said that during Mason Irick. He's always angry. That's why I think they parted ways, because who wants to deal with that anymore?
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I don't know.
You think he uses Preparation H?
I've had him in the past. When I was larger, I had him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How'd you find him?
I'd hurt.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you look for him?
I didn't look for them.
What do you think? He's using a probe? Like, what are you talking about?
No,
when you wipe, there was a little skibberach.
Even for me, that's disgusting.
I'm not trying to discuss them. I'm sure plenty of people out there have had them who are heavier. So guess what? DeMarco talks every day about
chafing.
Chafing.
Yeah.
This is being honest.
Mm-hmm. There is a way, though.
That should be the new name of the station. 710 The Honesty.
Exactly.
Yeah, or maybe that should be the new name of the Mandy's. You should be calling it like the Chafies.
No,
or something.
actually, that was part of my meeting. We're keeping them the Mandy's.
Okay, you are.
I got that one
Good.
done.
George, one thing I noticed that you put on social media about Jordan coming on the show a little bit later on to discuss this story that she wrote about Sean McVay, and I think you'll find this interesting because I saw your post, but I had already pulled this. I actually copied and pasted these words. Stay present, stay grateful, keep doing hard things. I pulled that out of the article also, and then I saw that you had also pulled that out of the article and posted it on social media, which, by the way, was a nice post. I don't know how to post the way you did that. That was a nice post. It was a good-looking post. No, seriously, it was a good-looking post.
It was pretty basic, I thought, but go ahead.
Listen, I don't know how you pulled it out. I thought you did a hell of a good job.
Thank you.
I'm really looking forward to talking to her today. It was one. I'm telling you, anybody who hasn't read this, read it, number one. If you haven't read it or you don't have access to The Athletic, don't worry. We're going to talk to her today. It was damn emotional. I'll just put it to you that way.
Yeah. And
So go
Chris should read
to
it.
I will try to read it before she comes on. I'll read the whole thing. George Sedano ESPN on IG. Before we get to your read, which I want to join you on this read,
okay?
Because I was there yesterday.
Wait, but what? Finish telling us about Sam, so we can just put this to bed already.
Well, that was kind of it. I mean,
Okay.
I'm a little chafed. I'm a little red after the whole thing, but it's fine.
You can use that stuff DeMarco uses?
I might actually.
Tell Sam that I would like to chat with him today.
Oh, here we go.
And I'd like to clear the air. I'd like to make sure that he understands where I'm coming from.
A Cappy meeting.
Right.
Well, you can see him at the happy hour.
I will look forward to
Central.
that. I will look forward to that.
Also on the agenda, before we get to the read, Funchie on the street. We're going to send him in an autonomous car.
In a Whimo.
Yep. Later on, we're going to find out about these Waymos once and for all, and Funchie is going in.
I'm very nervous about it.
You're like
Are
a
you
stunt
really?
man.
I am kind of.
You really? You're like a
A
professional
little bit.
stunt man,
It's like I
dude.
get those butterflies, like when you go on a roller coaster.
Remember Lee Majors, the fall guy?
Yes,
I do.
I do. I don't know if
Yeah,
everybody
that's
else
Funchie.
does. DeAndre definitely doesn't.
Hey, George,
No,
are
you
you,
know nothing about no fall guy.
are you,
I do not.
are you
And then-
watching the YouTube? I just want to make sure I'm clear on something here.
And then I'm holding this, a special gift from one of our young fans that we will open up later because we are the role models to the youth of America.
We got two beautiful gifts today that we'll open on the air. George, are you watching on YouTube right now?
I am.
Look at this side of my forehead here. I'm very shiny today. Where's the makeup people?
You're supposed to be shiny now. It's a new thing.
Oh, shine is good?
Yeah.
Well, it shows that you're active.
I just don't feel like I need a little powder or something. George, where's your makeup kit?
In my backpack?
I used to have a makeup kit here. I don't. I might actually have it in the
I
back.
feel
It's
like
actually
I'm-
not a makeup kit. It's literally just a Mac powder.
I
That's
feel
all
like
it
I'm a
is.
little too shiny. Who's got powder for me?
I do, but I don't want to share my.
Yeah, because then
Makeup.
it's going to get the
Yeah,
escadage.
you just can't share with your face.
The skadach.
No, the escadage.
Oh, what's the escadach?
That's just like germs.
It's different than the skadach?
very different.
Yeah, don't
So-
ever go to like Sephora and like use their testers and like. ew.
Tester?
Yeah.
Sorry.
By the way, Cap, I have an idea.
Yeah.
You should have your chat with Sam on the YouTube only part.
Oh, I love that idea. I
That's
do
not
love that
today.
idea.
That's Thursday.
Thursday,
Okay.
you should do that, Cap.
I
Chris,
welcome that.
I actually think when your management leadership hat or whatever should be like the one Lindsay's wearing. You put on the ESPN LA white hat, and then we know that you're being like leader guy.
Or I'll give you another thought.
Yeah.
How about if you get him a black ESPN LA hat,
Right.
and he's management in black, and he's fun guy in white?
No,
There you go.
but I like
no, 'cause
wearing
he
the
wears
hats.
different colors, you
Yeah.
know. I think you should do the crown.
Well,
So-
just an ESPN LA hat.
I want
Just
to tell you about a gentleman I met yesterday at Park West Bicycle Casino.
Tell me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
PK is what he goes by.
PK.
The great Paul Kim. Mm-hmm. He is the entertainment manager. This man is a P1 of our radio station, and he's just a great guy. He also looks like he could be an extra in Collateral, that scene where the Asian nightclub and everyone starts firing. I thought he might pull out a gun in the middle of the thing and just
Whoa.
take us out.
Why?
Because he's just slick.
Oh.
He's a Billy Badass type.
Okay.
I wondered
And
where
I-
that was going.
Yeah, I didn't know he's going to take out a gun and take you down.
I can't wait for you to meet him Friday.
Can't wait.
When we are at Park West Bicycle Casino. Now, here's how you know this place is different. When Tommy and I pulled up, the minute we got out of the car, what do you think it smelled like in the city of Bell Gardens? It smelled like that beautiful Vegas, that perfume that wafts in the air when you go through a nightclub, right, or a casino. It's being pumped outside. We pulled up, and I went, whoa, Tommy, it smells like Vegas. Then we walked in. This place is gorgeous. 3 beautiful restaurants. Sedano, I don't know if you walked away or not, but they had a sushi box for lunch. It looks just like sugarfish, and it tastes just like sugarfish. This place is amazing.
Well,
Friday night's going to be amazing with the Cappy Bucks. The new ownership there has put millions into it. It's a spectacular joint. The City of Bell Gardens, Park West Bicycle Casino. That's where we're going to be broadcasting live. You, me, and Beto, I believe. Plus producer Lindsay Baseball. Then the Cappy Blackjack Tournament.
7 o'clock.
You could win $10,000.
Well,
and real money. Not just Cappy Bucks. Real money.
No. Hold on. It's a $10,000 prize pool. So that means that first place is going to win $5,000 in free play chips.
So we're giving away $10,000.
Second place is going to win $3,000 in free play chips. And third place is going to win $2,000 in free play chips. So you win those $5,000, then you go hit the tables, then you see what you really are made of.
So like Cappy said, that's how it's going to go. Friday, here's what you got to do. RSVP right now at ESPNLA.com and join us. Come out and press the flesh for the first ever Cappy Blackjack Tournament. And we're all staying at the hotel afterwards. And Paul Kim was not taking no for an answer for me. He goes, you're staying here Friday night. I go, well, I wasn't planning on it. He goes, no. Our hotel is amazing. You got to stay here.
Well, they're all saying we got to, not only are the rooms redone and the place is beautiful, but all the restaurants and all the renovations that have been done, which, by the way, is why all the real players in L.A. have moved from pretty much every other card room specifically to the bike.
Right off the 710 freeway there in the City of Bell Gardens. I can't wait. And here's the other thing. We looked at the space, which could be the home for Mandy's Floor.
Oh, wow.
And it looks phenomenal.
Okay. Hey, one last thing. When you walk in, I want to make sure that when you go to the Players Reward Desk, you get free entry into the tournament when you say double down with Cappy. So go to the Players Reward Desk for free entry into the tournament, which will start at 7 o'clock, but you got to say double down with Cappy. We will see everybody Friday at the bike.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco.
It's T-Raj and D-Far.
Would you be all over the place if you were
Oh, my God. I told you I'd be corrupt. I'd be terrible. I'd be buying every single player. I'd be firing coaches every day.
Weekdays at 9 a.m.
on 710 ESPN.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time.
Pick me up and never put me down.
Real quality with our marinated proteins like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium beverage drink like our creamy and delicious Thai tea. Waba Grill, keeping it real every day for you.
Hey guys, double down with me, Cappy, at the $10,000 Blackjack Tournament, June 6th at Park West Bicycle Casino, 888 Bicycle Casino Drive in Bell Gardens. Join us for a live broadcast from 3 to 6 p.m. and say double down with Cappy at the Player Rewards Desk for a free entry into the tournament, which starts at 7 p.m. sharp. Live radio, real cards, big prizes. Seats are very limited, so lock in yours now. RSVP for more info on the tournament details at ESPNLA.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. In the market for new flooring? Why pay more at big box stores? At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or visit them online at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net. No sale beats wholesale.
Is it time to sell your home? Maybe you want to downsize. Maybe you want to move. Or maybe you inherited a home that you just don't want to hang on to. Whatever your reasons to sell, call Seller's Advantage. Seller's Advantage has been buying homes for decades. Their seller reviews speak for themselves. They're just people who buy from people, and they'll provide you a custom solution that works for your needs. They offer and will buy with cash, and they close in days. The great part is you don't have to worry about spending any money on repairs, preparing your home to be shown, or having people come in and out. And there are no agents, just a great offer and an easy experience that will give you the peace of mind so that you can walk away happy. So if it's time to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage for a free, no-obligation offer today. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ, J-O-E-Q, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
We're everyday people doing good in our community. Our kindness runs deep, just like our blood. The same blood we donate to help treat sickle cell disease, which hits Black people the hardest. Good news is, 1 in 3 Black blood donors is a match for someone struggling with sickle cell disease. Stand tall in the eyes of your community. Donate today because our blood saves lives. Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood to make your donation.
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, do you know I got
This
it.
is what you need to give me, Cap.
You need to give me a little respect on my name.
Live Imaging Tuesday, 3:35 on Sedano and Cap in the afternoon. On this day back in 1967, the number one hit. The Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, Respect. You're a lightweight, Cappy.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Also, happy Cheese Day.
Oh, yeah?
I can't eat a lot of cheese like I used to in the old days.
Oh, no?
Now, you got to go softer cheeses. That's got less sodium. Like a mozzarella, the burrata.
Okay, how about a Parmesan?
Swiss actually has the lowest cheese.
Is that
the
right?
lowest sodium.
Really?
So Swiss is good, but anything, what makes the cheese harder is more sodium.
I did not know that.
So like Pecorino Romano, got like 400 milligrams of sodium.
Oh,
in it.
yeah, man. That's why it's so good.
That's why it's so good.
How about Parmesan? Parmesan, like a big
Parmesan
thick
and
thing of Parmesan.
Pecorino Romano are in the same family.
No good,
it's
huh?
not. It's not great
good.
for me. Not great.
Yeah,
I like when
they're
you
in the
got
same
a big
fam.
thing of Parmesan, you just cut
Swiss
it
is
up.
nice.
Yeah,
Swiss is very even, like cheese.
You like a Swiss Lorraine? You like a little like Alpine lace?
Well, you can even
maybe?
do baby Swiss.
No, baby Swiss. You
Yeah,
want
I don't mind a
little
baby Swiss.
All right.
I
What's
just
the
don't eat.
difference
I don't
between
eat a lot of
baby
cheese
Swiss
anymore.
and regular Swiss? Like, what's the difference?
I think it's how sharp it tastes.
Because I get both, and I never really noticed the difference.
So we're going to send Funchie Lover, Funch on the street in a Whimo, an autonomous car, which last week was National Autonomous Car Day, and Funchie was on the Travis DeMarco show. So we're going to do that today. But we're going to put up a poll at ESPN Los Angeles, like the old days when Sedano would go, LZ would go, George, put up a poll. We're putting up a poll now. Should Funchie, at ESPN Los Angeles on Twitter, should Funchie sit in the front seat or the back seat?
Could put that same poll on YouTube. There
Why
it
you guys
is.
sit in the back, man?
Oh, yeah, you tell him, Funch. Why's it got to be like
Why you guys sit in the back?
That's a great question, Funchie.
Why
That's
does
a
that
great question.
brother have to sit in the back?
You know, Rosa Parks
Cap,
fought
you
for
didn't-
us, you know.
Cap, you
You
didn't
damn
have to
right.
make that joke.
What joke?
I think we understood what he said without you saying.
No, I needed to step in here. The brother wants to sit in the front.
Then he can sit in the front.
Where do you want to sit, Funchie?
I actually prefer the back.
Okay,
Yeah, I
gotcha,
wouldn't want to sit in
gotcha.
the front of a driverless car.
I
that's
saw
what I'm saying.
somebody yesterday driving around in one in the front, and I was like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
You know what's
right.
really cool, though? Mark Cates came in here and said I can play any music I want in the car.
How's that?
They go through an app, but get this, you guys come up on the app, the stations.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, actually, Sedano and Cap comes up on the stations.
No, because we'd have feedback, but, you know.
Yeah, but
You
that's
just
really
said.
cool. Well, that's really cool. I'm just letting
Yeah,
you guys
it is
know you
cool.
can listen to your show while we're on the Waymo.
We've got Funchie and a Waymo. Funchie, lower your radio, please. Lower your radio. There you go. Good job. Good job. So, George,
Yeah.
you tell me. I today, a little early morning, LAX, home away from home, travel action?
Yeah.
Time did you get to Oklahoma City?
We landed. It was a quick flight. It was only like 2:20-ish. So, yeah, we landed right before the rain really started to come down, before these tornado warnings hit. So thank God for that, because there are people literally being diverted as we speak, like people trying to get here. So who knows when the hell they'll get here. But,
Are the Pacers there?
You know, it's a great question. I don't know. I'm assuming so, yes.
Mm-hmm. Hate to see them get diverted, you know what I mean? Because then you'll start to hear those stories. Well, the weather was bad. They had to land somewhere else. Then they had to bus, and that's why they lost game one, and that's why they got blown out.
Well, did you see after the fact that the Knicks hotel, when they were in Indiana, somebody pulled the fire alarm at like 1 a.m?
Yeah, that happens fairly regularly.
Really?
In sports.
Like, did they do that just to like piss off the other team?
Yeah, but that happens all the time. Like, ask any baseball team has probably dealt with that at least once or a couple of times.
Or especially college football teams. Like, you go into enemy territory, and they do everything they can to F with you.
Yeah.
Or like when there's a furry convention there?
A furry convention.
Yeah, remember that? Remember that was a thing.
That they pull the fire alarm for all the furries?
Yes, I think it was Les Snead, actually. No, he was saying that there was that when he was playing Pete Carroll one time.
Yeah, whenever they go to Seattle, they have him in a hotel where they have a furry convention.
Exactly. He said he did it. He thought he did it on purpose.
Cap, you ever dress up?
You know, I didn't really understand the whole furry phenomenon. And then I was in an airport, and I saw a bunch of people, and I was like, what in the hell are you people doing?
DeAndre, what you know about furry?
Yeah, what do you know? You know anything about furries?
No,
I don't know anything about furries. I'm not sure. I don't understand.
Yes, you do, Cap. You Googled it.
No, I bet. What's the deal? Like, I thought it was a sexual thing, and you guys told me it wasn't.
I mean, it doesn't.
Well,
I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be. Some people just cosplay as these furry creatures.
You
know?
ever cosplay there, Captain?
I don't know what these furry people are all about. They're furry freaks, as far as I'm concerned.
That's not very nice.
What do you mean it's not nice?
They get down in the furry costume.
What? I have to be nice about everything? I mean,
I'm just saying, like, why do you care what they do?
Well, I'm saying that I showed up at an airport one day. There was all these kind of wacky people putting on these furry outfits. I would never do such a thing.
Maybe they think wearing your sunglasses inside is wacky.
Maybe it is, and maybe they think I'm a furry freak.
I don't need to catch strays on this.
No,
I'm down with the furries.
You are.
I'm down with them.
You are.
If a person,
Chris is furry friendly. Yes.
Yeah, if a person wanted to engage in that, and I'd be open to it potentially.
You know what we say, Cappy? They say no kink shaming.
Yeah,
What's
no
kink
shaming. Basically,
exactly what it sounds like.
Kink.
Yes.
Who knows
What's
the things
kink?
you make Rachel do?
Yeah, exactly.
What's kink mean? Stop. No, I don't know what kink means. What is kink shaming?
Saying let people, people do their things, whatever.
Yeah,
hey, listen, I don't care. Everybody can do whatever
thing.
they want to do. Everybody can do their thing. I just think that being a furry is a little freaky.
It might be freaky, but that doesn't mean it's bad.
No, I didn't say it was bad. I said freaky. Kink shaming. K-I-N-K.
You've never heard that, Cap?
Not
Come on.
one time ever in my life.
There was supposed to be a convention on the 19th, but it got canceled.
A furry convention?
Yeah, I'm just looking it up right now.
We would have sent you off for that for Funchie on the street.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Yeah, furries, baby. Yeah.
Dang it! Why'd you cancel it?
Scooby-Doo costume at home.
Scooby-Doo, yeah, man, yeah.
Kink shaming, according to Google, is
Careful on how you read this, please.
Let's see. The feeling of shame or embarrassment experienced by individuals for their sexual preferences or desires, often due to societal stigmas or negative attitudes towards alternative sexualities. I don't kink shame.
That's well, I feel like calling the furries freaks is kind of that. No,
Well, it is kind of freaky. I'm not.
maybe
listen,
not to them.
Well, I mean, listen. Hey, look. How about this? Everybody do your own thing. Everybody live your own life. Everybody have a great time. How about that?
Shut up.
That's the way I live. But I do think furry is freaky.
Shut up.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Like some people are into weird things.
Right.
Years ago, my father told me this story in front of my mother, so it's not that big of a
Let
deal.
me hear.
By the way, she's still mad at you for calling me Arthur, but that's he didn't even hear that. In the 70s, when he was a single man, and the world was different, and he was doing, I think, nights at KFRC in San Francisco, big station. He picked up a listener. The listener offered for him to come over, and he went over. And back then, you could do those sort of things. And she wanted to put him in a guillotine. And she said that's what she was into.
What's a guillotine?
That thing where the blade, like, not it. She wouldn't have it to kill him.
Oh, like
but she was into doing it on the guillotine. And he's like, I got to get out of here.
Did he get out of there?
Yeah, he got out of there.
Oh, okay.
So I just got
some
a text.
people are into that.
I just got a text from somebody. I don't want to say who it's from, but I just got a text from somebody listening who said there's a furry at my kid's school. 7th grader identifies as a fox.
Okay, let's not get into
Welcome
this.
to Los
What are you
Angeles.
doing, dude?
Yeah, let's not get into
What do
that.
you mean? What am I doing? I mean, it's a funny thing.
Can we just move on? Let's just go to break. How about
7th
this?
grade. I mean, really?
Yeah.
I mean, that seems odd to me.
It's a live imaging Tuesday. I'm not part of that conversation.
Shut up.
Sedano and Cap.
Neither.
We are getting ready to send Funchie into a Whimo, which we're excited about. But, George, why don't you tell us about our friend Jacob Imrani?
Well, you heard him during Game of Games, Christopher. And listen, we've all heard that jingle for years. Accident or injury. Call Jacob Imrani. Call Jacob. You should never forget those 8 words, because if you're involved in an auto accident, slip or fall at the market, the store, or again, an accident of any kind, you need help. So you get into an accident, you call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. So if you're in that accident, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob. Him and his team will get you to the doctor. Make sure you get the rental car you need without paying a penny out of pocket. They'll handle all the phone calls. Make sure you get the settlement that you deserve. Let Jacob and his team remove all the stress of having to deal with the insurance company, which is a huge pain in the rear. So let's hope you don't need to call Jacob. But if you or a friend or a loved one are involved in a accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob. Call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 send you, because when you need an attorney, you want one who's respected. Call Jacob, because he's the real deal. And call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB, or visit him online at calljacob.com.
Okay, 345. Here's the thing. You want to be in the house on Friday night? We got to do a little contest here. Caller number 7 at 877-710-ESPN. You win a seat at the Cappy Blackjack Tournament Friday night at Park West Bicycle Casino. And guess what we're going to let you do? Bring 3 of your friends, sucker. So 4-pack right now. Caller number 7 at 877-710-ESPN. You're going to say hi to producer Lindsay Baseball or Funchie, one of them. And you're going to join us Friday night in the city of Bell Gardens. How's that sound, Cappy?
Sounds good to me.
We're going to do it all afternoon long right here on 710 ESPN. More fun and frivolity next.
Cappy at the $10,000 blackjack tournament June 6th at Park West Bicycle Casino, 888 Bicycle Casino Drive in Bell Gardens. Join us for a live broadcast from 3 to 6 p.m. and say double down with Cappy at the player rewards desk for a free entry into the tournament, which starts at 7 p.m. sharp. Live radio, real cards, big prizes. Seats are very limited, so lock in yours now. RSVP for more info on the tournament details at espnla.com.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. If you're ready to upgrade your driving experience, you gotta go and check out what's happening at Cadillac and their incredible new lineup of state-of-the-art EVs, sedans, and SUVs. And hey, look, there's no better place to experience the luxury of Cadillac than at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Check out Cadillac of Beverly Hills and their beautiful showroom at 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. And check them out on the web at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Hey guys, you feel it? Days are getting longer, sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is right around the corner. Here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams. One thing really all ties it together, and that's enjoying it all with good friends and a cold Coors Light. Pick up Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This Father's Day, help Dad be all he can be with a gift from the Home Depot. Because he's not just Dad, he's the handyman of the house, the plumber in a pinch, and the emergency mechanic. Upgrade his gear this Father's Day with the Husky Mechanics 270-piece tool set from the Home Depot. Now on special buy for $119, a $695 value. For every kind of dad, find the perfect gift this Father's Day at the Home Depot.
Hey kids, rock and roll, rock on.
348 on a live imaging Tuesday.
Hey,
Sedano Kap. On this day in 1989, the #1 hit, Michael Damian, Rock On. It was the remake of the 70s song, and Michael Damian was a soap actor. I think he was like on the Young and the Restless back then. He was a good-looking guy.
What was his name?
Michael Damian.
Michael Damian. I would never have gotten this. Never in a million years.
Wait, how did the original go? Just like this?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like by David Essex, I think.
That Oh, yeah, this guy had the total 80s hair.
He looks like Uncle Jesse, kind of.
Yeah. Big hair, kind of a weird mullet, lots of hairspray.
Also, happy 53rd birthday to Wayne Brady.
Wasn't that yesterday?
Yesterday, sorry, June 2nd.
Well, I added those since there's only one birthday for today.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, happy birthday. He turns 58, Anderson Cooper of CNN fame.
58?
Yeah, 58.
Looks good for 58. Looks
Not bad.
good in general.
Not bad.
Just doesn't look 58.
Also, today's Cognac Day. I used to enjoy a nice cognac once in a while with a
I
cigar.
haven't had a cognac in a long time.
What is cognac?
That's Funchie's favorite.
Hennessy, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, Hennessy is cognac?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remy Martin.
Last summer.
Cavassier.
Last summer, I got into the Hennessy Black. You ever have that, Funchie?
I had.
Yeah, it's nice.
Really good. Have you had Hennessy White?
Well, not recently, but way back when, yes.
They got any Hennessy at Taco Bell for you, Funch?
No. Unfortunately. Actually, you know what?
Wait.
Cappy.
You said one of the drinks had Hennessy in it.
They did. You can add Hennessy to one of those drinks.
Really?
It was on the shelf.
Oh, man.
He said that's why it was really expensive, remember?
Oh, wow. Wow. Chevalier, is that how you say it? No?
What?
What?
How do you call it? It's Hennessy, but
Please
you say
cut that out for the
Cavassier.
open.
Chevalier.
Are you thinking of Papa Joe Chevalier, who used to be a talk show host
Right,
in like the 90s?
Or the way you guys said it sounded like Kielbasier, like I thought I was going to a Packers game.
Don't you know the
what I mean?
song, Cappy?
Like a kielbasa?
Yeah.
Pass the Cavassier, Busta Rhymes.
He doesn't know that song. He does not know that song.
Which song? Let me hear
No,
that
no,
song.
no. There's the one that's like past the. You're right. Past the.
No, there's no chance here.
Pass the Dutchie to the left-hand side?
No.
No? Not that one?
I said
Not the Dutchie
Busta.
band?
Youth.
Who?
That's a banger. The Pass the Dutchie song.
Yeah, it's Musical Youth.
Yeah.
While DeAndre finds out, who's joining us on Friday night, Linz?
Robert Marshall.
Beautiful.
Big listener.
Robert, we look forward to seeing you and some of your friends at the Cappy Blackjack Tournament. Sign up right now, RSVP at ESPNLA.com. Now, if you sign up with us, you're going to be there, hopefully, and you're not going to, there's no buy-in or anything. Or if you walk up and you have to use the code, right, Cappy?
Yeah, I want to encourage everybody to understand something, that if you were to go to ESPNLA.com and you were going to look into the rules of this contest, this $10,000 blackjack tournament, there is a buy-in of $50. However, if you show up and you go to the player's reward desk at the Bicycle Casino and you say the phrase, double down with Cappy, that's free entry into the tournament. Does that make sense?
Pass the kielbasa.
Pass the Kielbasier.
Not kielbasier. It's not a kielbasa.
Pass the Chevrolet. Pass the Timothy Chalamet.
Is that worse than me saying Assminger?
No, yes, actually it is.
It is?
Yeah, because
How do you say his name? Assminger?
because here's the thing.
What was the other one? What was the other
The
one?
last one was when you were,
I'm a leaving.
I'm a leaving.
There we go.
The reason why the Assminger and I'm a leaving her thing is there's something about your voice that cuts through because you're a female voice. So it sounds fun. It's good to use in imaging.
It's wacky
Fight
sports
on.
radio.
Exactly. So there's something admirable about it. When
I don't know about
Cappy
that.
does it, it's not. I mean, this is going to live forever in the open too, because it's just you kind of being you. But it's not like you should know Cavassier.
Benevolent.
Cavassier. Cavassier.
You really have never heard Cavassier.
I mean, it's
I have.
it's
I
a
don't-
drink.
I just don't know what it is because I didn't know it was Hennessy. You know what I mean? Now I have had some Hennessy, but I didn't know it was Chevalier.
You don't know about no hen dog. You don't know about no hen dog.
Yeah, I've had
You
it.
don't know about the hen dog.
No, but you got to understand, it's not like I walked into a liquor store and went, "Yo, you guys got some Hennessy for me?"
You didn't say
You
you got
should.
hen dog?
No, I didn't say hen dog.
Now we know what
Hennessy.
to get you for Christmas.
Yeah, get a little Hennessy would be
Hen
nice.
dog.
Yeah. Fun. So I want the Hennessy black or the Hennessy white?
Hennessy White.
Wait, isn't LeBron have
Yes,
a Hennessy?
he does. Especially LeBron, yes.
Yeah, we'll
They
get
actually
you
sell
that.
it
That's what we're getting.
There's
yeah.
a LeBron Hennessy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, hell to the yeah.
I can't wait till he drunk style DeAndre and wants to be like all down. Like he FaceTimes you like, "Yo, D, I'm drinking Henny right
And
now."
he said, "Yo, D, I'm on the hen dog."
Yeah, I got that hen dog. I'm going to throw a hen dog, comma dog. I may even say hen dog, and then I might even spell the next dog D-A-W-G. Just to differentiate my dogs, dog. Oh, George, where were we?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's all right. So, George, let me ask you a question.
We haven't gotten into anything yet,
All right.
sports-wise.
Here
for
it
what it's
comes.
worth.
You ready? Check this out. So, George, yesterday,
Yeah.
I asked you, I said, tell me how the Indiana Pacers can win this series.
Right.
And you said something. Now, I don't want to misquote you, so I'm just going to tell you right now that
How
I'm sort
you
of,
interpreted
I'm
it, yes.
paraphrasing, okay? I'm paraphrasing. You said something to the effect of, unless there's like a major injury, Indiana not going to win. Did I get that right?
Yeah, I would say that is still my prevailing feeling. They just don't. They would need Shea to have a completely out of the ordinary series. And here's the thing: and DeAndre, I think, agreed with me. Like, I just think that they would need OKC to have that happen. OKC's not a great shooting team to begin with, but, like, that would need to really be, like, had historic lows because they don't really depend on their shooting as much as most teams. Yeah, but ultimately, Cappy, here's what I would say. I did a little digging last night.
That's what I'm looking for.
You asked me the question.
A little Sedano dig. Go ahead.
So I started to think, like, all right, what are when are the times I've seen OKC look vulnerable?
Ball knowers.
And I'd love to get DeAndre's thoughts on this, too, as a fellow ball knower, Cappy. The two weaknesses, I already mentioned one, shooting. So they're only shooting 34% in the playoffs from three, which is pretty bad. I want to say it might be the lowest of all the teams that played at least that played in the playoffs, period. So they don't shoot the ball great. I do remember also at NBA Cup, and we saw this a little bit at Denver when they played NBA Cup against Milwaukee in that game in Vegas. Milwaukee kind of bullied them a little bit because they had like enough size to do that, and we saw Denver kind of do that, particularly with Jokic and Aaron Gordon. I don't think that Indiana has those kinds of guys unless Miles Turner is going to play inside a little more. Maybe Siakam certainly is going to go downhill, but they just don't have like these bully guys like on their roster to make the Denver thing work or even the Milwaukee thing work. But the Miles Turner thing to me is a thing that can swing the series, Cap. So, DeAndre, do you believe if Miles Turner hits a lot of shots from three particularly and plays well, right? Like he plays an inside-outside game, he can at least make the series more competitive maybe on this than what we think on the surface.
Yeah, and Miles Turner does float a lot around the three-point line. And, I mean, if he's able to put the ball down the floor, one or two dribbles max, yeah, he can be effective offensively. The Pacers have had a lot of success in those playoffs because they get out and run. But the thing about OKC is that they do a great job of getting back in transition defense as well. So it's tough, man, because OKC can score in numerous ways. If they're not hitting the threes, they get into the free throw line. If they're not getting to the free throw line, they're doing a great job of getting stops defensively. Yeah. And then they utilize those stops to get out in transition and score. So the Pacers rely on a lot of up and down. And I just don't think that up and down is going to work.
Up and down is going to work against this team because they're just as good at up and down. And actually, defensively, they want to get up and down. They want to speed you up and turn you over so they can get those easy buckets. So, yeah, Cappy, it just really – there's just not a lot. Like maybe unless Miles Turner has like this crazy like series because he's so big at 7 feet and he certainly shoots the ball really well for a 7-footer. If he somehow can be a more well-rounded offensive threat, which he's capable of, I guess, that potentially could make the series different. Also, I think Rick Carlisle is an excellent coach. He's won a championship. He's really good at adjustments. I could see him throwing some zone at this team to force OKC to play in the half court, which is, I guess, technically one of their weaknesses because they don't shoot the ball all that well. But there would need to be a combination of a lot of things to go their way.
What if we were to see Rick Carlisle throw out a boxing one, meaning that they just face guard Shea in the half court setting, meaning that they don't allow him to catch, and they rely on guys like Jalen Williams to beat them.
And just dare everybody else to shoot.
Everyone else to shoot and beat them.
It's what Toronto did to Steph Curry once Clay and Durant went down. I also don't think that we're going to have a big scoring series, Cappy, from Halliburton because I just think that they're going to sell out to stop Halliburton. I mean, we saw that already with Ant, and Ant is a more dynamic player offensively than Halliburton, particularly I should rephrase that. He's a more dynamic scorer by leaps and bounds than Halliburton. So Halliburton may still get involved getting guys open because he's an excellent passer, better than Ant in that regard. But, yeah, I just think there's not a lot of scenarios. You know, again, to just recap, I think Miles Turner would have to have a monster series for them. Maybe you get, like, contributions from – like a Benedict Mathurin, because he can also put the ball on the floor, but he's so young. Like, that's asking a lot of a really young player. And then defensively, they just would have to junk it up to force OKC to play in the half court. So that's just a lot of things that have to go their way.
So after all that digging you've given me, they still can't win.
Probably not. Yeah, I mean, I've given you more details as
to
how they could potentially win, but again, that's a lot of things you're asking for to happen in a series.
All right, well, I'm still going to root for Indiana. That's going to be my way of getting into this series. I'm rooting for Indiana.
Really? You're going to root for them?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I'm going to root for the Thunder. I want to see Shea win I think they have to win a championship now because if you let this one pass by, you may not get there again.
Yeah, look, it happened to them the last time with
Right.
Durant and Westbrook. They thought they were going to get back every year, and they lost to LeBron and them, and then they never got back.
I think you have to win this year to mark this amazing season they've had, and for Shea, MVP, all that.
Yeah.
You got to win right now.
To speak it in
That's why
your
I'm rooting
terms,
against
Cappy,
it.
to speak
What?
it in your terms,
That's
you
why
love
I'm rooting against
football.
it. Yeah.
You love football.
Right.
It's like when your Pitt Panther alum Dan Marino got to the Super Bowl in '84. He literally has said back. I mean, he's done interviews since, but back then he was like, "Oh, I got to my Super Bowl in my second year. I'm going to get there a bunch of times."
Well, that's exactly what Anthony Edwards sounded like last week when they asked him after the game, "Are you disappointed? Are you upset?" He's like, "No, not really."
But I also think in basketball, one guy can control things. I think with the Thunder the last time, I think injuries played a part in it. And they also got rid of James Harden. Like, that changed the dynamics some because they couldn't afford him. The economics were different. But, yeah, I do think Anthony Edwards may be a little naive, perhaps.
But he didn't say like he wasn't like upset that they lost the series. He said that he knows what he has to work on to improve for
That's
next
fair.
year, and he said that he was more upset for a veteran like Mike Conley, who is on the tail end of
He's
his career.
40 years old.
But he
basically,
added, "Hey,
almost.
I'm 23 years old. I've been in the Western Conference Finals the last 2 years." It sounded like a guy who assumed I'll be back, but there's no guarantee.
Well, guess what? Maybe you're just a choker, Ant. How about that?
Oh,
Maybe
wow.
you need to
You hear
work
that?
hard to not
See
be a
that?
choker.
See that? Wow.
Meanwhile, 401 in the South, my
aggressive.
more fun and frivolity and moments. But Cappy, tell us about our friends at Ocean Subaru.
I would love to do that. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton is such a great dealership. The convenience, 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton, right off the 91 freeway, especially if you're working all day and you can't wait or you can't get out, you need to go at night. When you go there, you cannot possibly miss the dealership because it is illuminated, man. I mean, it's just all lit up. So you're going to find it no problem. The other thing is that the dealership itself has a huge inventory of brand new Subarus. I'm a huge fan of the brand. I love the safety, the technology, the versatility, reliability, and I've talked a lot about the all-wheel drive. Right now, I happen to be driving a Subaru Outback. One thing I'm blown away with this vehicle is the fuel efficiency. I mean, I am driving from south-south to downtown LA, out to Woodland Hills, back to downtown LA, back to south-south, and I got plenty of fuel. I am really blown away by the fuel efficiency of the brand new Outback. And that's the one I'm driving right now. But I've driven the Solterra, the Crosstrek, the Forester. They're all incredible cars. Come on down and see Omar, his entire team at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. They are the best in the Subaru business, and they're going to get you and your family into the right Subaru for the right price. Go to oceansubaruoc.com for more information. That's oceansubaruoc.com. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, where every journey starts with love.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
Hey guys, have you checked out the all-new Park West Bicycle Casino? With a new owner, fresh renovations, and upgraded amenities, it's a whole new way to experience LA's premier table game casino. From poker, blackjack, ultimate Texas Hold'em, and Baccarat, they've got all the action for ESPN LA listeners. Brand new players who sign up for their Players Reward get $30 in match play. Just say, Cappy sent me to get $30 in match play. Park West Bicycle Casino.
Please gamble responsibly. Problemgambling.ca.gov. 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGR-001291. GEAR-001292. GEAR-001298. BSIS license number 1358.
.404 on a live imaging Tuesday. Sedano and Cap. It is time for what you need to know, George.
Brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, just the 90 minutes from wherever you are. And update on Tornado Watch. it's starting to get a little sunny outside again.
Oh, well, that's
really?
good.
Is that calm before the storm, or is that?
Well, no, I think we're good now.
You're not in like the eye of the tornado.
Well, if he was in the
I don't
eye,
think
I don't
tornadoes
think
have
we could talk.
eyes.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
I thought
hurricanes have eyes for
Yeah.
sure.
I thought
don't know.
tornadoes do too.
I'm not a tornado person, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
neither am I. Maybe I'm making it up.
That's usually what I do.
I know.
You do.
I just make things up.
Meanwhile, take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, so the Dodgers have slowed Tyler Glasnow's rehab progression from his shoulder inflammation because they're saying that just overall his body is not responding. So people are starting to wonder what's really going on with him. It's sounding a little sus because it's not actually his shoulder, it's just his overall body not responding here. And so it seems like from everything, all of the reports from MLB and the various Dodgers reporters, that there's some frustration there with both Tyler Glasnow, like on his end and the team's end. So I just thought that was an interesting what you need to know, since we don't have a lot of like Dodger stuff that we were going to get into today. I just think it's interesting since he's been on the injured list since April 28th and like no
Well, he's
timetable.
also been pretty injured historically
Right,
too.
right,
You know,
right.
So.
Remember last
and now
year?
he's on the 60-day injured list.
Yeah, remember last year, kind of like in, I'd
was
say,
pissed
August-ish, we were
Yeah.
like, he's pitched more innings this year than he's ever pitched in his entire career. And then the next thing you know, he was hurt and didn't make it back. Didn't even seem to be with the team for the postseason.
He was very upset, it looked like.
You
He
wanna-
cleaned out his locker, remember?
You want to know something, though? I was watching the Dodger game last night, and I thought to myself, we should really put in a request to the Dodgers to talk to Dustin May. When you think about great comebacks in sports.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Because think about this. You got
You
Tyler
just want to
Glasnow.
ask him about having like the piece of lettuce slice his throat, don't you?
You know what? I kind of forgot about that, but that's a great
I feel
line
like that's
of
something
questioning.
you'd want to know about.
The first thing I wanted to ask him about is it seems like his red hair has gone from like a less of a carrot top sort of color red to more of like a Game of Thrones sort of burnt orange. But let me just tell you something. With Tyler Glasnow hurt, a guy that the Dodgers invested a lot of money in, Blake Snell, who you've gotten virtually nothing out of so far this year, Sasaki hurt as well. When you watch Dustin May, and last night, he had 5 strikeouts through 6 innings. When you see a guy like that, and by the way, George, the thing we were saying about Glasnow, more innings pitched than ever before in his career, that was the storyline of last night's Dodger game, that you have a guy like Dustin May who right now in early June has actually pitched more innings so far this season than at any other time in his career, and that's kind of hard to believe. But then you think back to the number of years that he's missed. When you talk about great comebacks in sports, what drives a guy? How does he get right physically? How do you keep your head together mentally through all of this? Dustin May would be an incredible interview for us because I'm blown away by what he's been able to do.
I'll ask right now. Only if you promise to ask him about the lettuce.
I 100% will ask him
Well,
about the
I think
lettuce.
that's also part of the comeback, right?
Right.
Like, I mean, he literally almost died.
And they were down 2-0 last night.
4:07 p.m.
And Otani
No,
hit this,
yeah, like you, yeah.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
almost died just like you. Otani hit this monster home
Shohei
run.
Ohtani.
That's right, Ohtani.
Dude, I turned it on right when that happened.
Right.
Like, I'm not even joking. Because I was watching some college baseball yesterday. I love this time of year because you get, like, the college baseball stuff. You can watch some college softball. Like, it's an interesting time in sports. So you can just watch, like, these sports that you don't get to watch regularly.
Yeah.
And I was loving just flipping around watching college baseball. And, like, the games were done. I'm like, oh, let me turn on the Dodgers. I'm not even joking. I turn it on. First pitch to Ohtani. He hits it out. And Joe Davis has this, like, monster call on this monster dong that Ohtani hit.
How much fun is he to watch? Yeah, and he hits that
Monster dongs.
He hit that home run, and then later in the game, he had the game-tying RBI on a sacrifice fly. And then, of course, Tanner Scott comes in and blows this whole thing up. So there's a lot to talk about related to the Dodgers, but maybe not today as we're getting ready for the NBA Finals.
No, maybe we could do it today. I mean, they kind of do. I mean, the Tanner Scott thing is not tenable at the moment either. Like, they're going to have – I know that they went after the kid from Cincinnati, but he needs to be fixed a little bit too. But I do think that they're going to need bullpen help. Like, there's no question. They're going to need help, period, in their pitching staff. As crazy as that sounded.
Yep.
Remember at the beginning of the season, we listed 10 starters. And now they're down to way less than that, that's for sure.
And I know that the Dodgers can absorb it financially, that, hey, if this guy's not available or that guy's hurt, yes, this guy's got a huge contract and this guy has one too, and they can absorb it financially. But it still kind of sucks that when you go out and you spend the kind of money they got on Glasnow and you spent the money they did this past offseason on Blake Snell, and these two guys cannot contribute at all.
Yeah.
This is why, by the way, not only tonight do you need to see what Clayton Kershaw might be able to do against a hot Mets team,
Right.
but also, believe it or not, I think you're actually going to need Ohtani to pitch at some point. Not
You've
want
been
him
saying
to.
it.
Yeah,
You've been saying it.
you're going to
We'll
need
see.
him.
We'll see.
Boy, Tanner Scott, dude. 10 saves, 5 blown saves, an ERA of nearing 5. All of this in 28 games that he's appeared in. Terrible.
How much longer can they keep putting him out there?
Well, if you know Dave Roberts,
I know you got to stick with your guy.
he will stick with him.
But it's getting to that point where it's like, can you really stick with him much longer?
You can for this reason, because you're
Still
still
early.
in first place.
And you're still winning games.
You're still in first place. But the schedule does
Don't
take
tell that to Greg Bergman.
It's a very tough schedule upcoming, and I will just say San Diego's a game back, and they've got 7 games between the Dodgers and the Padres. I would expect the Dodgers to win 5 of those 7 games because the Padres have their own set of problems with their pitching injuries. But still, a lot can happen here in the month of June based on how hard the Dodgers schedule is.
Oh, those gutty little Padres.
They are gutty.
By the way, let me tell you about the T-ball tee-off. You know what the T-ball tee-off is?
The T-ball tee-off. Tell
It's
me.
coming up on Friday night, July 11th.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, brought to you by our friends at Children's Dental Fun Zone, right?
Exactly. Part of ESPN LA's 4th annual All-Star Friday night, July 11th in West Covina, the West Covina Sportsplex. Kids ages 7 to 12 can swing big and be part of the All-Star action. Sign up now at ESPNLA.com. Click on the T-ball off card. No, T-ball tee-off card. Sorry about that. Sign up in your designated age group, and you could be part of it. Children's Dental Fun Zone. Sparkling smiles. Happy kids.
So are they hitting off a tee even at 12 years old?
Yeah, that's why it's the T-ball tee-off.
Oh, okay.
We're going to put a tee out there for Cappy.
Yeah, I'll take a couple of hacks.
And
Hey,
basically, we're just going to see who hits it the furthest?
Maybe. Maybe, but Cappy, you got to dress up like a furry, maybe.
I got to think about what I identify as when it comes to my world of furriness.
All right, in the interim.
Wait, I want to point of information, George. This is quite important. Chevalier is
Papa Joe?
as far as an eye of a tornado.
Yes.
According
There
to
is no
Google,
eye of a tornado.
There
yes.
it is,
because
according to
there's an
Google.
eye in the hurricane because that's like the calm part of the hurricane.
Yes.
So what's it called in a tornado?
There is no eye. It's a cone.
There's no calm
But-
part of a tornado.
But they say
There
that,
is no
like,
calm
the
part of a
middle
tornado.
it, in the
There
middle
is
of
no,
it, right?
No, but there is no calm part of
There
the
is a
tornado.
vortex.
Okay.
Right.
There's a
Yeah.
vortex of a tornado.
Right, which it means it's still spinning. Like there's not like a part where there's no spinning.
Mm-hmm. So these are important things and important factors that have to make sure that we clarify these things, because
I mean, listen, you never know when you're going to find yourself in a tornado
you
situation.
never know when you find yourself in
No,
Oklahoma
see, you're
City
wrong,
waiting for a game.
because I just Googled it, and it says...
I mean, we
the
just
calmest-
Googled it too.
The calmest part of a tornado is known as the eye, is located at the
Okay,
very center of the
literally,
vortex.
I'm going to show you what this says here on the phone. Okay.
Oh, boy.
It says no. Okay.
Mine says
no
this.
tornadoes do generally not have eyes.
Mine
They do
says
not.
my Google says tornadoes don't typically have a calm, clear eye in the same
Correct.
way of a hurricane.
Okay, well, mine says, in the center of a tornado, air pressure drops significantly and the air begins to sink downward rather than rise. The calmest part of a tornado, known as the eye, is located at the very center of the vortex.
Well, who in
Can't
Google's
believe
telling
anything.
you that?
Can't believe anything.
Google.
It's all AI. Can't believe it. They
Well,
told
I
you
mean-
what you wanted to hear, and they told me what I wanted to hear.
And
Can't believe
but they
them.
told me what you said too.
Can't believe them.
Well, here's the thing.
Let me ask ChatGPT.
I want to continue this, and I think everybody wants to continue this in just a moment. But first, Sedano, tell us about our friends at
Wait, no, I got to ask ChatGPT about tornado eyes.
I'm just trying to move us along.
No, he's not. He's not talking Hernandez till he gets answers.
Okay, go
He's
ahead.
gonna wait until he.
Tornadoes. What I mean is ChatGPT. Would that be like a nice arbiter? Like
I don't know.
Okay.
Let's find out what ChatGPT has to say. And Lindsay, you should do the same thing because your ChatGPT may tell you something different.
It is. It's. I just looked
All right.
it up on Google.
ChatGPT says no. Tornadoes do not have eyes like hurricanes do.
Okay,
Here's a
well,
breakdown of the difference. Hurricanes have a well-defined eye, a calm, clear area, the center of the storm surrounded by the eye wall. Tornadoes, on the other hand, are much smaller and more chaotic. The center of a tornado is not calm or structured. It's part of a violently rotating column of air. If you're inside a tornado, you're in the middle of the intense winds and debris. There is no calm eye to speak of.
Well, according to how stuff works,
Which stuff?
All right. I'm going to listen to ChatGPT. and
Evidence
Google.
suggests that tornadoes mostly have calm, clear centers that have very low pressure. So I feel
Get
like
a
it's
tornado
debatable.
chaser on. Get it. Go
Okay.
go book one on, and
Okay.
let's see what they say.
Can I call Dallas
After Dustin
Rains?
May.
Cappy,
After
didn't
Dustin
you go
May.
through a period of your life where you were a chaser?
Oh, I chased a lot. Yeah, that's right.
You were a tornado chaser, weren't you?
Dustin May could talk about tornadoes, lettuce, and pitching comebacks.
Yeah, and why don't you tell us about how I hooked you up with Steven Hernandez, one half of the crazy Hernandez brothers, and then you passed them off to Rachel because you know nothing about flooring and you make no decisions at your house, and thankfully Rachel's the one making the decisions.
And Rachel's like a tornado when she gets mad.
Oh, dude, let me tell you.
Scott!
And there's no calm. There's no calm in the center.
There's no eye?
Right, no eye. You know what's funny, though, George? You say that about me passing Steven on to Rachel. Ultimately,
not past the Courvoisier, just past Rachel.
No, I was not going to pass the Dutchie Pan the left-hand side at all.
No, that's
Chevalier
not,
is.
That's not the song. It's a
not?
different song.
What song is it?
It's this one.
What, pass the Dutchie Pan the left-hand side.
It's a different song than Pass the Courvoisier.
Okay. Well, nonetheless.
Right, it's definitely not the same song.
All I want to know, all I want to say is this, is that I could have played middleman between Steven and Rachel. And Steven was sending me samples and pictures, and he said one thing. He goes, do you like it? I said, yeah, I like it. He goes, no, I don't want you to just like it. I want you to love it.
You gotta love it.
That's how he feels about his customers. He wants you to love what you're getting on your floors.
And here's the thing, Cappy. That's why you got to call 866-62-FLOOR. Call the crazy Hernandez brothers. Tell them we sent you over there. Whether it's hardwood, laminate, tile, vinyl, carpet, you name it, they've got it. And you can see it, touch it, and take it home with you on the same day, which is huge, especially when trying to finish a project fast. No bogus sales, no gimmicks, just the best price from the start, and that's why I say it, and I mean it, no sale beats wholesale. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, legitimately family run, you get the authentic old school TLC. I mentioned the crazy Hernandez brothers. Papi Hernandez started it all. Back in the 70s, you got mom working there, the aunts, the uncles, the cousins, the nephews, the nieces, you name it. And it's why designers, contractors, and builders all shop there because they know the crazy Hernandez brothers are always going to take care of you. They got 2 locations, one in Commerce, one in Santa Ana, 5 million square feet of inventory. Both locations are the size of 5 freaking football fields. And check this out. First responders, active military, veterans, they'll all receive additional discounts on top of the already low prices. And if you find a better price, which I doubt, Hernandez will match it. No questions asked. So head down to Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. Call them at 866-62-FLOOR. That's 866-62-FLOOR. No games, no gimmicks, just the best price in town year-round because no sale beats wholesale, homeboy. So check them out on the web, HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. That's HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. Or call them at 866-62-FLOOR. 866-62-FLOOR.
Meet Cappy at the $10,000 blackjack tournament June 6th at Park West Bicycle Casino, 888 Bicycle Casino Drive in Bell Gardens. Join us for a live broadcast from 3 to 6 p.m. and say double down with Cappy at the player rewards desk for a free entry into the tournament, which starts at 7 p.m. sharp. Live radio, real cards, big prizes. Seats are very limited, so lock in yours now. RSVP for more info on the tournament details at ESPNLA.com.
GMC is proud to present the All-Star Student Program. We're honoring 5 incredible seniors with a $500 scholarship and an exclusive VIP experience at ESPN LA's All-Star Friday night. Nominate your standout student today at ESPNLA.com. ESPN LA All-Star Student, brought to you by Rotolo Chevrolet, the #1 Chevy dealer in the West region once again. Come see what all the fun is about.
Hey guys, have you checked out the all-new Park West Bicycle Casino? With a new owner, fresh renovations, and upgraded amenities, it's a whole new way to experience LA's premier table game casino. From poker, blackjack, ultimate Texas Hold'em, and Baccarat, they've got all the action for ESPN LA listeners. Brand new players who sign up for their Players Reward get $30 in match play. Just say, Cappy sent me to get $30 in match play. Park West Bicycle Casino.
Please gamble responsibly. Problemgambling.ca.gov. 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGR-01291. GEAR-01292. GEAR-01298. BSIS license number 1358.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Yes, it's over.
Oh, listen to that smooth. 4:20 in the afternoon, Sedano and Kap on a live imaging Tuesday. On this day in 1978, the number one hit, this man you're hearing here, Johnny Mathis.
Oh, Johnny Mathis.
Along with Denise Williams, Too Much, Too Little, Too Late.
Oh, wow.
Is that what happened to you, Cappy, at the end? Too much, too little, too late?
Too little and just...
Here comes...
It's too late.
Here comes Denise.
Guess it's over.
Oh!
The kicks are gone.
Today is also Hug Your Cat Day.
If you don't have a cat, can you hug a bunny?
I hug Otis often.
Nice.
Otis is the only thing keeping me sane. During
Really?
all of it.
Really, all the rest of us are driving you nuts, but Otis...
Again, and this time I don't have booze or food.
Wow.
That's why I'm in pain all the time.
I'll hug my cat for you. I'll hug my cat for you when I get home, guys.
You'll hug your what?
I'll hug my cat for you when I get home.
Can I take a video of that? Or
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, please do.
Do it,
All right, I
DeAndre.
will.
Do it.
Hey, man, I'll send you a video, man. Yeah.
Whatever.
Meanwhile, caller number 7 right now at 877-710-ESPN. You and 3 of your friends are going to join us Friday night, and you're going to win a spot and 3 spots for your friends to the Cappy Blackjack Tournament in the city of Bell Gardens at Park West Bicycle Casino. Absolutely stunning and beautiful place. You're going to come out, press the flesh with all of us, Beto Duran, myself, Cappy, producer Lindsay Baseball. We're going to be throwing down some blackjack. So caller number 7 right now, talk to Lindsay and say, hey, I want to be there for the Cappy Blackjack Tournament. 877-710-ESPN. We're giving away spots all afternoon. Cappy.
All right, let's talk about this story. Did you read it yet or no?
I read it earlier.
I have not read it yet.
Christopher.
Let me go read it right now.
Okay, go read
All
it.
right, you
Cappy,
go read it.
Let's
You
you and
and
I
me,
talk about
let's-
it because
yeah.
he needs it.
Right. Well, where would you like to start? First of all, start with this. Jordan Rodriguez of the Athletic
is joining us at 4:45, so we need to break on time.
Right, and she did an incredible.
Now we need to break on time.
Right.
Well, we're gonna have a guest, so yeah.
Oh, a guest.
Want to accommodate our guest. She did an amazing job of telling a story
Phenomenal.
that nobody would know if she did not report it the way she did. And it was beautiful. And when I say beautiful,
Beautiful.
I'm going to tell you right now, George, I'm not joking around.
Yeah.
I was welling up reading this story.
I know you said that.
But I'm going to explain why.
Okay, I'd be curious.
So here's the story. You want to set it up or you want me to set it up?
So, long story short, Sean McVay, after winning the Super Bowl and chasing the Super Bowl, he was like maniacal, crazy, like anyone would be. He's young. He's trying to prove himself. He is a little short-tempered in regards to his patience. Not that he's necessarily lashing out at guys, but like it talks about how his communication would break down early in his career, even so much that it led to the falling out between him and Jared Goff as one example.
Right.
And then after they won the Super Bowl, like it was all because, hey, I got to do whatever it takes to win the Super Bowl. I got to be focused. That's the task at hand. Winning for these veterans, winning for this organization. You know, they've instilled in me this confidence that I can be the guy to do it. So when he finally did it, he was like, wow, that's it? Like, this wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Then they have that miserable season. Everything is falling apart. He was kind of mentally, emotionally falling apart. He wouldn't even, like, in his door. He would always lock himself in his office. And then towards the end of the season, he has this press conference where he's, like, kind of going through the motions, but you could kind of see the joy is kind of gone. And Chris Peterson, former coach at Boise State in Washington, an excellent college football coach, and an overall great dude, sees this press conference, gets his McVay's number from
Jimmy Lake.
the New Orleans coach.
Jimmy Lake. No, Jimmy Lake. Let me.
No, it was from the New Orleans coach. The guy was the Boise
right.
State quarterback.
You're right. You're Kellen Moore. You're right.
Kellen Moore,
Yep.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And calls Sean, leaves him a voicemail that basically says some variation of, "Hey man, I just watched your Hey man,
I don't know. You don't know me." That was the first thing he
Right.
said, which was important.
You don't know me. I'm the Boise State former Washington coach. I'm watching your press conference. I've been there. If you need help, blah blah blah, whatever, something to that effect. And Sean still has the voicemail on his phone.
Mm-hmm.
Played it for Jordan, and it began a relationship with him and Chris Peterson. And basically, he attributes Chris Peterson helping him find joy in life and in coaching and melding those things together, because Chris had been through it himself, and Chris was lending a hand to help Sean get through it because he's too good to just walk away from football, especially when there was all that chatter that he would.
And there's some important details, not that you left them out, but I'm going to just kind of fill them in. So Chris Peterson, when he left Boise State, he was having a similar issue that Sean McVay was having, where he wasn't finding any joy in any of the work that he was doing.
Yeah.
So Peterson's story is he leaves Boise State, where he had been for 8 years, and remember, Boise State was on the map because in 2007 they beat Oklahoma with a crazy trick play at the end of the game.
Statue of Liberty.
Right. And so Chris Peterson was not getting the joy out of what he was doing. So he decides, I'm going to leave Boise State and I'm going to go to Washington, and I'm going to maybe look for a new challenge. Maybe that's kind of my problem. Right. And he finds that even with all of his success at Washington, even though they lost in the college football playoff to Alabama, his problems persisted, Chris Peterson.
Yeah.
Now, I mentioned the name Jimmy Lake because you brought up Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is the coach now in New Orleans, but Kellen Moore gave the number to Chris Peterson for Sean McVay.
Right.
So, but Jimmy Lake is an important character in this whole story.
Jimmy Lake was the defensive coordinator for Chris Peterson at Washington, then became the coach when Peterson abruptly retired and resigned from Washington. Chris Lake was then eventually fired under controversy at Washington.
Jimmy Lake, right. He was fired.
And then ended up on the Rams staff.
Right. So he was fired in Washington over some complete nonsense of something that happened on the sideline of a game.
Right.
And
well, I don't know if it's nonsense.
It was. If you go back and watch the tape, you'll say to yourself, they fired him over this.
Yeah,
but,
I would disagree with you. I don't think he acted appropriately.
Okay, that's fine. So, but Jimmy winds up being the coach at Washington, and he gets fired over this controversy on the sideline. Then Jimmy winds up coming to.
I mean, he kind of got into it with a kid and put his hands on him. So there's that.
Okay, but again, I think you should go watch if you haven't already. Maybe you have. Maybe you.
I mean, it's not really central to the story, but just for context on the guy.
So Jimmy winds up leaving Washington after only being the head coach for a year, George. So he takes over for Chris. He knows Chris well.
Right. He's fired after the 21 season.
Right.
Yes.
Then you know what happens to Jimmy Lake?
He ends up in the NFL.
He comes to the Rams.
In 23, after sitting out a year.
And he's the defensive coordinator of the Rams. Well, I say defensive coordinator. He's actually he was the senior defensive assistant.
Right.
And then what happened is when, his name just escaped me.
Then he went to Atlanta.
Right. So what was the defensive coordinator's name for the
Raheem
Rams?
Morris.
Thank you. Went to Atlanta. He took Jimmy with him.
Right.
Jimmy spent 1 year in Atlanta, and then Jimmy was actually fired. And what did Sean McVay do?
He hired Jimmy back. Right.
He immediately brought him back to the Rams, knowing his experience as a head coach, his experience as a defensive coordinator would be valuable, and knowing the Rams. Because I think when he was with the Rams, he was actually had the title of assistant head coach. Here's the point. Chris Peterson, Jimmy Lake, Sean McVay, there's a triangle there where all these guys sort of crissed and crossed and know each other well. And culturally speaking, now McVay has people, unbeknownst to him, by the way, from the Peterson tree before he even had the relationship with Chris Peterson. But, George, here's why I was tearing up today. I've known Chris Peterson for 30-plus years.
Yeah.
And I knew Chris Peterson very, very well.
Yeah, he was an excellent coach.
When he was a young assistant coach, when he wasn't that far removed from playing quarterback, as I recall, at Cal Davis. And Chris was an important part of my life when I was about 21 years old, because at the time I was still in college and my roommate was our star quarterback. And there was a controversy. I don't actually really remember all the details, but here's what I do remember. It was critical that our star quarterback was in tip-top physical condition, and it required a little bit of hands-on. And so Chris, who was our passing game coordinator, called me and said, Cap, we got to get every day. We got to work out together, me, you, and Alex. And, George, I spent hours and hours on running trails, taking in a lot of this Chris Peterson early wisdom that I didn't know who he was going to become, and I would certainly never know the mentor that he was going to become to Sean McVay. So reading all of this and knowing Chris the way I did, not do, but did back then when he was influential in my life, George, I'm telling you, it really brought tears to my eyes. I thought Jordan did a phenomenal job of reporting this story.
So I just finished reading it. It's a really great piece.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, and I'm not doing a bit here. I thought of one person as I read this, and that's George Sedano. Because he's very much like that for me. Thursday, I was having a rough day. Just the week had been hectic. But George called me. And we were on the phone, George, for an hour?
Yeah.
Honestly, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, and listen, I think the thing is, when you're Sean McVay or really anybody in
Does
any
that
walk
bother
of
you,
life,
Cap?
Not really.
I just compared him to Chris Peterson?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I'm glad that you have somebody in your life that can help you when you need it. Because everybody probably needs that. And the thing about Sean McVay that's so beautiful in this story is he could have been like, I don't care about Chris Peterson, some former college coach calling me. How do you even get my number? Instead, he heard it and went.
Is that how you would have acted back when you were at the Mighty 1090? Like if some guy would have called you back in the day?
Why is Steve Mason calling me?
Right. What the hell is he calling me for? Who gave him my number? Sedano, did you give him my number? but seriously, for Sean McVay to have already accomplished what he'd accomplished, but to have a coach watch you in a press conference and go, oh my God, I know exactly what's going on in that guy's life, in his heart, in his head, in his family, in his professional life. I'm just going to reach out thinking, A, he doesn't know who I am, and B, he'll never get back to me. And it turns out that phone call and that voicemail changed Sean McVay's life and changed the Rams because he was on the verge of walking out.
Right. All right, so that's at 4:45. We've got Radio Tinder next. But real quick, Cappy, why don't we tell our friends about our friends at East Central Hotel? That's where we're going to stay tonight, our downtown L.A., home away from home. Our friend, the general manager, Robert Montez, he always takes great care of us.
Robert's great.
The biggest hotel rooms in downtown L.A.
That's
if you're
right.
planning to be at L.A. Live, the convention center, you got an event, or maybe you're coming up for dinner, you don't want to get behind the wheel drunk. You want to make sure you have a room so you're safe and you can enjoy your time at the East Central Hotel. Go to eastcentralhotel.com. Tell them you want the Cappy Penthouse. That's what we just told one of our listeners on Twitter who said, hey, how do I get the Cappy Penthouse? Go over there and say, listen, sucker, I'm a fan of ESPN LA. I want the Cappy Penthouse. And here's the thing. The towels are the softest in downtown LA, Cappy.
Are you still using the mid towel for your...
So the big towel I use is the bath towel over my body.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, you've got the third towel, the washcloths that I use in the shower and around. But the middle towel.
The middle towel is your thing, huh?
I use that for my privates.
You do you?
Yeah. And it's perfect. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the great robes, the slippers. It's beautiful at the East Central Hotel. Plus, they got every room has the hand. And you can put your keys on there, your phone, or you could sit on the hand if you want.
Depends on what you like.
Like tonight, we're going to go to the Knicks Lounge. We're going to have a party, or a happy hour with our teammates here. You got the Knicks Lounge. You got the gym, which we might pop into in the morning after our walk.
That's right.
It's all at East Central Hotel. LA's home for entertainment. So you go there and you say, listen, I want the Cappy Penthouse. Or maybe you say, I want the Funchie Lover Penthouse. I don't know what that is, but why not just say Funchie Lover?
It's fun to say.
Do it, DeAndre.
Yeah, man, the Funchie Lover. Yeah.
East Central Hotel, Cappy and I's downtown home, away from home. Radio Tinder's next, and don't miss Jordan at 4:45 right here on Sedano and Cap.
Hey, it's Mace. In tough times, a lot of people find themselves owing money to the IRS. It can really weigh you down, and you're confused about the right way to handle it. And all those scary ads on the radio about the IRS, they don't help. Tax relief advocates want you to relax, knowing that...
Meet Cappy at the $10,000 blackjack tournament June 6th at Park West Bicycle Casino, 888 Bicycle Casino Drive in Bell Gardens. Join us for a live broadcast from 3 to 6 p.m. and say double down with Cappy at the Player Rewards Desk for a free entry into the tournament, which starts at 7 p.m. sharp. Live radio, real cards, big prizes. Seats are very limited, so lock in yours now. RSVP for more info on the tournament details at espnla.com.
$575-1482.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
4:35 on a live Imaging Tuesday. Sedano and Cappy.
I've rewatched this show before.
Oh, yeah. It still holds up. Radio Tinder Time, we like to play a TV theme on this day in 2015. Entourage, the movie, based, of course, on the TV show, was released in theaters. Wow, that was 10 years ago. Man, turn on your mic,
Whoa!
Cappy.
You want to hear this? Cappy, you asked earlier about the Pacers plane.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where they had to land to refuel because they were circling during the storm that just hit?
No way. Tell me.
Tulsa.
Oh! Radio Tinder Time. You can find her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our new sponsor, the Crazy Hernandez Brothers, Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR, F-L-O-O-R, or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, so I'm going to make this one nice and simple. The Knicks fired their head coach, Tom Thibodeau, today. Did he deserve to be fired? Swipe left or swipe right, George?
Swipe left. I don't think he deserved to be fired. I just think, unfortunately for Tibbs, the way he grinds guys, he's going to have an expiration date in the sense that guys get fed up with, playing these crazy minutes. So I don't think he deserved to be fired, but, I get it.
Going back to the same word that George just pulled out, deserved. Did he deserve to be fired? Think about it. Where have the Knicks been for the last 25 years? Nowhere. And for the last 5 years, they've improved, gotten better. They got to the Eastern Conference Finals this year. And so they're one step away. The way Indiana was, the way Oklahoma City was, and maybe one piece away. So did he deserve to be fired? No, because they've gotten progressively better year after year. But there's got to be more to this story. And maybe it's not. Maybe it is just that he grinds on guys.
Well, it's what I mentioned during Crosstalk.
Yeah.
It's like he was this all started to unravel when Mikal Bridges was like, hey, bro, what's up with all these minutes? We're playing 40-something minutes a night. This is not sustainable. Like, we're not going to be good come playoff time. So I think there was some of that. Right then and there, you kind of saw, the writing's on the wall. And the entire postseason, there's been chatter of, oh, man, if Tibbs doesn't at least get to the conference finals, is the way it was described many times, then he could be out. And, he got there, and it still wasn't enough. So
tough crowd.
I'll just say this. You know what? The NBA is a young man's game on the floor and even on the bench.
Tell that to LeBron.
And I think that you're seeing, there's a lot of younger guys that are getting, a lot of chances. And then you got a guy like Thibodeau who's like pushing 70 years old. And so the idea of him relating to a 25-year-old modern-day NBA player, I don't see it anymore.
Well, hopefully the Knicks can relate to not being in the Eastern Conference Finals again for a while. How about that?
It may happen. And then they may regret what they've done.
Those scumbag New York
Indy,
Knicks.
go.
Spike Lee with his nonsense on the side. Done. How about that? Go through another drought where you don't make the playoffs and you don't make the Eastern Conference Finals for 20 freaking years. You got to do it to Tibbs?
Yeah,
You
tell
do it to
him.
Tibbs? Huh?
You tell him. You
Even
love
though he
Tibbs,
might
do you?
have hemorrhoids? That's
He
his.
does?
I don't know. He might. He looks very angry.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
You think he's in pain?
Maybe.
Okay.
When I had hemorrhoids, I was in pain.
And were you angry?
I was angry, too.
Okay, got it.
Funchie's got the next one.
I had hemorrhoids too, and I was very angry as well.
Really?
Did you
Yes, put me in a bad mood. Put me in a bad funk.
Did you put the Prep H in there?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
no,
you
I
gotta
got. You know what? I got the wipes.
The wipes are nice.
The
really?
wipes are better.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
You have to go to the doctor and get the medicated version of Preparation H. You need the higher intensity version.
I just went to CVS, man.
Talk on 710.
Okay, so we had the story yesterday. We didn't get to it, but in San Diego, a wife challenged her husband to run a rock and roll marathon, basically with 24 hours notice. This guy had no training, and he did it. I don't know how long it took him to do it, but he ran a marathon, basically 24 hours notice. His wife woke him out of bed, said, "You're going to run a marathon today," and that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Cappy, you're the marathon guy.
Yeah, so, do you guys think you guys can run a marathon, a half marathon, even a 5K with no training?
5K. Sure, 5K, okay. That's like, what, 2.5 miles or whatever?
3 miles.
Mm-hmm. So the question is, do you think with no training at all,
Yeah,
you
you can
could
run
get
a-
to the finish line of a marathon?
Yes.
No.
You could not get to the finish line?
Me?
Yeah.
Like, how long are you giving me?
7 hours, because that's when the race officially ends. So in 7 hours.
26 miles in 7 hours?
Yeah, do the math. If you can walk a 14.5-minute mile.
No, you can do about a mile every 15 minutes, approximately.
Yeah, I
let's
could
call
do it in 7
With
hours.
no training. No training.
7 hours.
So what is
yeah,
that,
I'd be
4
walking
miles?
A lot.
Times 7. Yeah, I guess, in 7 hours I could walk it, and I guess. But that still seems kind of crazy to do it. You're going to be pretty banged up by the end of that. You've never trained.
For a long time.
And I guess the wife goes to the gym every day, and this guy never goes to the gym.
Right, but
And
he apparently, according to the story, was doing a lot of talking. Like, I could do that. I don't even need to train. I could go out there and do that. And according to the way the story is reported, she wakes him up out of bed. And by the way, George, this whole thing plays itself out on TikTok. So she wakes him up out of bed. Hey, I got you a bib. You're going to run this thing. He goes, well, I got to go to REI. I got to get goo, and I got to get Cliff Bars, and I got to get proper shoes.
Chafing, yeah.
What is that stuff that DeMarco
DeMarco
uses?
The chafing.
Yeah, the chafing stuff. So
Anyway, I know
yeah.
you could keep going on, Cappy, forever, but we got Jordan coming up.
Oh, we do?
So why don't you guys tell us about Prize Picks?
I would
Oh,
love
Cappy.
to.
Prize Picks is the place to be if you want sports action in the state of California. It's very simple. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. First $5 play gets you a $50 bonus. Prize Picks is pretty simple to play, too. It's basically more or less. What does that mean? There's a stat line for every individual player in pretty much every sport imaginable. You go more or less on that stat line, right? So let's just say if the Stanley Cup Finals started today, Connor McDavid is the best player on the planet. You know, they'll have a line that'll say 1.5 goals, and you go more or less. You bundle a couple together, and you can win some cold hard cash.
So last night I was really close. I've been playing, for everybody that plays Prize Picks, I'm telling you what I'm doing. You don't obviously need to do this, but here's how I'm doing it. Every day I'm playing Ohtani to hit a home run. Now, he's not going to hit a home run every day, but like I had him 2 times here in the last week, and he's hit home runs. Those are both demon plays, just so you know. When you see the little red guy next to it, that's a demon play. And when you see the little green guy, that's a goblin play. The demon actually pays more. So, George, here's how I played today, because today is Taco Tuesday. So they gave you a discount on Paul Skeens, more than 4.5 strikeouts. So that's my Taco Tuesday play. I took Clayton Kershaw tonight for less than 4 strikeouts. I took Shohei Ohtani to hit another home run tonight, and I took Xander Bogaerts to get a half a base, or at least just get on base one time. It's a $20 4-pick flex play to win $140. And let me tell you something, it can happen quickly. I had a $20 play this past weekend that paid $300, so I'm now playing with house money. So download the Prize Picks app, use the code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y, make your first $5 play, and George, get that $50 bonus.
Prize Picks, run your game. Jordan Rodriguez, The Athletic, with this unbelievable story about Sean McVay next.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Funchie.
Hey, guys, double down with me in my first ever $10,000 blackjack tournament. It's going to happen on June 6th at the Bicycle Casino. You know it, the Park West Bicycle Casino, 888 Bicycle Casino Drive in Bell Gardens. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a live broadcast from 3 to 6. But when you walk in, I want you to say, Double down with Cappy. You go to the Players Reward Desk and you get your free entry into the tournament, which is going to start at 7 o'clock that night. Remember, it's June 6th. Double down with Cappy is going to get you a free entry into the tournament, which you're going to need to get because I'm telling you, this thing's going to fill up real fast. Live radio, real cards, big prizes, very limited seats. So lock yours in now. RSVP for more information for all the details on the tournament at espnla.com.
Yes. Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp recently surveyed over 16,000 people and found that while 75% of people believe it's wise to seek support, only 27% of Americans are in therapy, and people stay silent to avoid being judged. At BetterHelp, they have over 10 years of experience matching you with the right therapist. We're all better with help. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/timeout.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Quarter before 5 o'clock, Sedano Kap on Live Imaging Tuesday. On this day in 1998, the number one hit, Brandy and Monica. Cappy, the boy is mine. Not yours, but mine.
Your boy.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Nice.
But Sedano's my boy, not yours. You know what I'm saying?
You know who my boy is? My boy's Funch, and right now it's 50-50 for Funch to sit in the front or the back on the Waymo.
He said he's going back, not front.
Well, I mean,
I want to go. I want to go in the back, but I mean, for the advancement of my people, I should be in the front.
Oh, come on.
It is safer in the back, is what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, George,
so.
Take it away, George.
Is Jordan there?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Jordan Rodrigue does a phenomenal job covering the NFL and the LA Rams. She does great work. I mean, I think arguably the best feature writer in the NFL, and maybe I'm biased because I read it all the time, and it's a lot of Rams-centric stuff. But this one, Jordan, you kind of topped yourself in a way that really struck a lot of emotional chords with us here, which is why we were really happy that you could join us today. Now, you've been around Sean. We talked about the story, so the audience is kind of prepped on the story to some extent. At least we paraphrased through it. But you've been around Sean for a long time now, Sean McVey. How have you seen kind of like his evolution as a human being / coach in your time around him?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, first of all, guys. I saw, I think, at least half of you at the draft site the other week, so it was nice to see you guys in person. But I think one of the biggest gifts of being a beat writer is that you can watch change over long periods of time, and the biggest gift in that comes when you watch people change over time, and you can watch adults grow up, essentially, or grow into another version of themselves. And sometimes it's a negative thing and eventually turns positive. Maybe it never does. Sometimes it starts really positive and then they stumble and they fail or they hit adversity. And you get to, if you care, you get to truly never leave them in any one moment, just continuing to document and observe the human condition and the human timeline. And so I think that with this story, it was special because this is a person in Sean McVey who I don't even really think he realizes how much he's helping people by the fact that he's living his journey very publicly. And it's not always perfect, and it looks perfect at times, but it most certainly isn't. And this story illustrates that, and other articles I've written about him have. but he works at it, and he tries to get better, and he tries to see where he's failing himself and failing others and failing, whether it's family or assistants or players or himself. Even if no one else sees it, he tries to address it. And so I think that was what impacted me and what was special about the story. And what I know Sean to be as a person by now, after all these years of covering him, is this is a person who is like publicly living a very human journey despite all the glory and the fanfare surrounding him.
Jordan, I was telling George earlier today, I mean, I literally welled up. I mean, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you this, mostly because Chris Peterson was an important part of my life early, when I was a young guy playing football in college. So I kind of got a little bit of that wisdom when he was young, but I'm curious, we would never know this incredible story if you don't write it and publish it. But how does someone in your world come about knowing about stuff like this? It's so interesting.
I'm so glad you asked me that question, and it must be why you're wearing the sunglasses now. You don't want anyone to see you crying.
Well, Jordan, on Tuesdays we wear sunglasses.
No,
here.
we don't. We is too many people.
Me and Chris wear sunglasses on Tuesdays. Part of the gig. You know what I'm saying?
I love a good bit. But with this one, I happened to almost accidentally catch Sean on one of the worst days of his life when they had just lost to Kansas City, and that was a game he had given up play calling. His grandfather had just passed away. He was right in the middle of the decision, really, at that time, of whether or not he was going to take a break. He had been offered a break by members of the executive council, Kevin Demoff and Les Snead. This was a very serious issue, and I happened to notice that he was not calling the game. And so I sort of found him after in the tunnel. And the Kansas City stadium is set up to where it's like this concrete, like bowels of the stadium. And I just happened to, with the help of Artist Twyman, find him because I wanted to ask him if he had indeed given up play calling for that game. I didn't want to ask him on the podium because I understand this is a sensitive topic. And what would that have been aggregated into, perhaps, if he had said, no, I didn't call this game, without any more context, right? And so I asked him, and he wasn't okay. And so later that off season, we talked at length about all the reasons why at that time he wasn't okay, and his decision to come back into coaching, and the people in his life who had stood by him and had stood up for him when he needed them, and the people that he had turned to and who inspired him, and the help that he was seeking. And Chris Peterson's name came up in that group. My flare went up because Chris Peterson is a very significant figure in my own football journey from afar, somebody who inspired me as a young girl watching the Fiesta Bowl to get into football in the first place. And the audaciousness with which he coached, and the steeliness and the passion and the culture, and like, this was a fairy tale in real life, right? So how could anyone not love football after watching that? And somehow it just came to be that Chris and Sean had connected with each other. So I knew something special was unfolding between these two people, and some special conversations were happening, but it was very clear to me that was supposed to be private. So I kept it private. But I feel like if you're going to write the first story about the person who's having their worst moments, you have to write the second story about what happens next, right? The person who refuses to stay in his worst time, and the person who really does the work and genuinely works to get better, to improve, to be more authentic, to really understand what it means to be a human, a coach, a connector, a leader, the way that Chris Peterson always has been. And Sean was doing the work. I was there every day. So it's like, you can't hide from it. We beat writers, we're there. We're lurking everywhere. You cannot hide. You watch the work happen in real life. I watched his teams become more resilient. I watched him be more authentic with people. I watched him be more authentic with his coaches, with his players of all walks of life, age, all talents, abilities, whether they had it or not. Watched him work with less in a more dynamic and productive way. Watched him pour back into members of the organization who had quietly had his back for so many years without him even knowing. And I'm like, that guy did the work. He's doing the work, and he knows there's no present or past tense. It's just ongoing. And so this spring, I knew that they were still talking with each other. I knew that Chris Peterson was potentially planning on coming out to Los Angeles for a little while. I also know that Chris Peterson is extremely private and would not want to talk about this publicly without Sean's permission. So I asked them both if I could tell the story And so it's been a story years in the making, but I truly believe that there had to be another part to Sean McVay's story, and there is, and there was.
Jordan Rodriguez, The Athletic. Again, it's a fantastic read. If you haven't had a chance to read it on The Athletic, you should. Jordan does phenomenal work there. And now, a couple of other things that stood out to me. Now, we've had Sean on here usually a couple times a year. He'll come on this show. He does Mason and Ireland regularly during the football season. But every time, we've talked to him, we try to loosen him up a little because, as you know, he can get very much into coach speak mode. So
yes.
we try to, throw him some curveballs. But really what stood out to me, I'll never forget, he went on Jay Glazer's podcast, and he talked about the gray days was the way he phrased it. And I remember Glazer actually used the phrase, and Sean's response was, and I know you wrote about this and you documented it, and he's like, you get those too? And it really was this very open conversation on this podcast. And then the next time he came on shortly thereafter, we had kind of those conversations with him. And I really feel like another turning point for him beyond what you wrote, and you mentioned this as well in this recent story, was fatherhood. I think that really was a moment in time that's changed him in a big way. How have you kind of viewed him post-fatherhood in regards to what he's able to do in his daily interactions at work?
Yeah, I think he puts things to the side. I wouldn't say easily. I don't think it's ever going to be easy for him to compartmentalize. But like I kind of mentioned before, I think he works at it. I think he works really hard to separate now the things that go on throughout the course of his day in football and the very real moments and experiences that he's having with Veronica and JJ as they continue to, be a family and as JJ's growing up. And so I feel like that also, I'm not a parent, but I can only imagine that for any human being who becomes a parent, that takes practice and dedication and a willingness to look inward at where you need to show up for people. And so that's what I think. All of this, to me, really goes hand in hand. I think the universal timing of, them growing their family coincides with the fact that he was starting to get better. And I do think that as a person who's been around him, obviously I would never speak for him in that regard. But it is interesting because you see this constant self-reflection that he's always had more in an analytical sense, troubleshooting, game planning, chess maneuvering, all of that. But I think there's a lot of that happening, who is he as a person? Who is he as a father? With the second he closes the car door, when he pulls into the driveway, that's, it's to signal, shut all of the rest of that off and be present and be a dad. And I think for a lot of parents that has to resonate. Certainly I know it's been incredibly life-changing, impactful for him.
Yeah, and Jordan, I think the one thing I took away, a lot of things, but one thing in particular, Peterson, when he's in college, the way the story goes and the way you told it was that he's not walking into meetings with coaches and breaking down X's and O's and talking about, what they're planning on doing on offense and defense and kicking game. It was very much personal. He wanted to know everybody. He wanted to be, it sounded like a mentor to his assistant coaches. And it sounds like Sean has kind of adopted that with his coaching staff too. Did I get that right from your piece?
Yeah, and I think more so in a way that's not about solving problems and finding answers to tests and then taking all of that information and huddling in your office by yourself and one or two trusted confidants and building a game plan. The door stays open now. There are more people going in and out of that office. There are more instances where he's openly lamenting the new layout of this new temporary facility because his office is too far away from the cafeteria. So it's this is a new kind of thinking for him. It's not like he was separate. He was always very well connected with his players. His coaches always had such a tremendous amount of respect for him. But I will tell you guys this, and this has been, I think, one of the biggest signals for me of a transformational shift. I think a lot of the coaches that have had success, and there have been so many that have gone through this system and that have had success elsewhere, I think so many of them have been so successful, not only because of their own merit, but also we know the Sean McVay effect. We know that proximity also gives people a bump in this building, right? but I think Sean never really admitted it or wanted to admit it to himself for fear of, how it would sound, or does it come off as arrogant? And now what I've seen him do is take that and actually say, okay, how can I establish mentorship programming for my coaches beyond them calling a game in the preseason, beyond me naming them, 3 times in a press conference in January? How can I actually build holistic programming to help build people from top to bottom so that they are as ready as possible when they leave this building? Because they always will, because people will always be hired out of this building. And that's where I think I've seen the most significant, and I don't think talked about enough, shift in how he's thinking about like what he does and who he is in the legacy of the sport.
Yeah. Jordan Rodriguez, a phenomenal job covering the Rams and the NFL. You got to read this story. Any walk of life, it could be something that you can relate to, what Sean McVay's journey has been, and how Chris Peterson played an integral part in that journey to this point. Jordan did a phenomenal job, as I mentioned, kind of documenting it all. The next story you need to do is what Raheem Morris told us a couple years ago about how he's a great dancer. I want that story, Jordan. That's the next story about Sean McVay, apparently after a few vodka sodas, can cut a dance floor.
I think I'm going to need to borrow the sunglasses for that one.
I'll give them to you. I'll give them to you. No problem. I will give these to you. I got a lot of them. Got a lot of nice blenders.
Avert your eyes, children. Avert your eyes.
Hey, Jordan, we'll let you go on this note. George and I both picked out, neither of us talked about this, we both picked out the quote, "Stay present, stay grateful, keep doing hard things." That was a very impactful line in the story. So great work today. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for the time.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it.
All right, take care. There she is.
Good job.
Rodriguez.
Yeah, I love the story, man. Loved it.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
It is. It really is.
Phenomenal. All right, we got a break, bro.
Yeah, but then we get 30 minutes commercial free.
Right. But let's do that first and tell us about your friends at Coors.
I would love to. Hey, guys, listen. Summertime is like officially here. And when I say officially here, if you want to battle me on what day summer starts and what's the longest day of the year, summer solstice and all that, go for it. I'm talking about like the kids are getting out of school, college-age kids are coming home in some cases. You can feel the vibe that the summer is here. The days are getting longer. The sun is getting warmer. It stays light out later, almost till 8 o'clock at night. But the one thing about us here in Southern California and in LA specifically, we love to choose chill. So whether it's being out at our favorite teams' games and supporting the teams, going on a beach walk or a hiking trail, or you're at the beach and you see that giant Coors Light plane that flies all the way over the beach, the thing that ties us all together with great friends and great sports is icy cold Coors Light. I have named Coors Light the official beer of summer. So pick up your Coors Light near you. You can have it delivered to your door today. How? Here, visit this website, cachoosechill.com, cachoosechill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly and cheers with an icy cold Coors Light. Hi, me Cappy at the $10,000 Blackjack Tournament, June 6th at Park West Bicycle Casino, 888 Bicycle Casino Drive in Bell Gardens. Join us for a live broadcast from 3 to 6 p.m. and say double down with Cappy at the Player Rewards Desk for a free entry into the tournament, which starts at 7 p.m. sharp. Live radio, real cards, big prizes. Seats are very limited, so lock in yours now. RSVP for more info on the tournament details at ESPNLA.com.
Or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Hey guys, double down with me, Cappy, at the $10,000 Blackjack Tournament, June 6th at Park West Bicycle Casino, 888 Bicycle Casino Drive in Bell Gardens. Join us for a live broadcast from 3 to 6 p.m. and say double down with Cappy at the Player Rewards Desk for a free entry into the tournament, which starts at 7 p.m. sharp. Live radio, real cards, big prizes. Seats are very limited, so lock in yours now. RSVP for more info on the tournament details at ESPNLA.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts? Gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. Check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Hey guys, have you checked out the all-new Park West Bicycle Casino? With a new owner, fresh renovations, and upgraded amenities, it's a whole new way to experience LA's premier table game casino. From poker, blackjack, ultimate Texas Hold'em, and Baccarat, they've got all the action for ESPN LA listeners. Brand new players who sign up for their Players Reward get $30 in match play. Just say, Cappy sent me to get $30 in match play. Park West Bicycle Casino.
Please gamble responsibly. Problemgambling.ca.gov. 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGR-001291. GEAR-001292. GEAR-001298. BSIS license number 1358.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California. It's 5 p.m. in the Southland. Turn it up, man. Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing, thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney.
Visit rfr710.com or call 833-ESPN-710.
Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this? And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack!
Yeah. Boom,
5:05 on a live imaging Tuesday, Sedano and Cap. We are on Stormwatch.
I heard it's thundering
lightning,
there.
we got thunder,
Lightning.
we got rain. You and I might
man.
have to skip in the rain to get to the East Central later on.
Oh, man. Rain, really?
And now you want to drive out even later to Woodland Hills?
I know.
You're a bad guy, and
With
you're not
the
going to
rain?
make it.
With the rain?
I saw you.
And him. And him.
Walking in the rain.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. You were holding hands, and I will never be the same. Nobody knows Orange Juice Jones.
What you know about Orange Juice Jones,
That's
DeAndre?
old school. That's old school.
I know nothing about Orange
Funchie
Juice
Lover,
Jones.
producer Funches, is en route for our bit of the day. Funchie on the street, he's going to get into a Waymo. By the way, I was sitting in the studio earlier. Funchie does his own show in the corner.
He
He's
does?
like in the YouTube chat, and he's like,
I've been telling you guys that.
What's his name in the YouTube chat?
I think it's Funches. But
I haven't seen him at all day.
He's always in it, and he's back here like talking to himself. And that's
talking
why,
full on, talking to
yes,
himself.
having
Like,
full conversations.
Yeah, you got something to say, huh?
And he'll be like, oh my God, can you believe this guy? And I'm like, what, Funch? And he's like, this guy in the
Well, that's
YouTube
why
chat.
you always tell him to turn his mic on,
And
bro.
so he finally started doing it.
Right, just say what you're saying and say it on the air.
He's like, I don't want them to be mad at me. And I was like, I'll just say it, Funch.
I got some. Mad at him.
Yeah.
Well, because last week his first thing out of his mouth was, that was the worst joke I've ever heard
when
in
I
my
talked
life.
about the duck butt.
Yeah. What is a duck butt?
Yeah, he didn't know.
But it's a butt of a duck. It's tight.
He didn't realize that. He'd never heard of it. Like I never heard of that kink thing earlier. You know?
Don't start.
At least I hadn't. So sometimes
Come on,
you know
ownership's
things.
in town. We don't want them to get mad about us talking about that on the air.
I don't know what we're talking about. That's so bad. I just didn't know what something
I
was.
think a few of them wouldn't mind getting tied up, or
Really?
maybe.
Oh wow, interesting. Okay.
Maybe one of I could see Sam Pines dressing up as a furry.
I'm not sure. I'm not.
Oh, now you're scared?
I'm not really.
Now you're
certain.
scared.
I'm just not something that I think of when I think of Sam Pines. I mean, you do. I don't. You know him better than I do. What can I say?
do.
I mean, maybe
We're much more aligned than you and I are aligned.
I guess so. I didn't
Again,
know
I say we have the convo with Sam on the YouTube only show.
Oh wow,
I'm fine with that.
Okay,
That'd be great.
All right, so Funchie is headed out onto the streets to get into this Waymo, correct?
Right. I believe he is. I guess you hail it on an app, just like Uber, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. While we
Now,
have
George, have you ever been in a Waymo? No, right?
I've not. I've seen a bunch of them, but I've never been in one.
Cappy and I see them a lot in downtown LA when we do our morning walks.
Right. But you got a lot of these people in Santa Monica that are pissed about Waymos. George and I were talking about this last week, that they subletted a parking lot and 50 Waymos charge there. So you have 50 cars driving through the neighborhood to go to a charging station, and they apparently make a lot of noise, these cars, believe it or not. Even
When they
though-
back up, they make
Right.
noise. That's what it is.
Yeah, they go.
It's the beeping, right? Yeah.
And so
they put that beeping in so people don't get hit.
Right, and so the people of Santa Monica are pissed off because they're like, wait a second. That wasn't a Whimo parking lot. It was somebody else's parking lot, and then they subletted it to Whimo, and the city of Santa Monica is like...
So there's like a million cars, right?
And they're like, well, we didn't know. I mean, we had no idea.
I mean, listen, also, like, I don't know, man, get some windows that are, like, impact windows or something, and you won't hear anything.
Not everyone's got tons of money for new windows.
Bro, if you live in Santa Monica, you got money, okay?
You mean you're not renting an apartment?
You could be renting an apartment.
Right, but tell your landlord, hey, this is the problem.
Yeah, Whimo moved in. So, George, 2 things have arrived today for us here on the show, and I think now might be a fair time.
You want to open these?
Yeah, just to see what's going on here.
You want me to go first or
Yeah,
you?
you go first. Explain Chris to George because he's obviously not here. He's in Oklahoma City.
So
Explain
this
to him.
envelope is from the Purdy family in San Diego. Trevor Purdy, the dad, and the daughter, Kiara, I believe.
Okay.
Now, the Purdy family, if you remember, George, when we were at SeaWorld broadcasting live, we gave the stuffed beluga whale to Kiara, the daughter. So the Purdy family mailed us something, and I believe Kiara drew something for us. So let's open this up here.
Hey, and by the way, while Chris is opening this, does anybody have a key or anything?
man.
Because I have to. Hey, man, I got to open this box, and I don't have any way to rip into this tape.
Look at that.
Oh,
We're going to put that up. I might put that up in my office.
is cute. Oh, frame that.
We need to frame it for sure.
Yeah.
Frame that dang.
And then on the back, I would like to thank you, Kiara, age 4. Look at that.
It's
with
the
beluga-
whale.
With
The
the whale.
beluga
The beluga
whale.
whale. I don't know if Cappy, if that's you and that's Lindsay, or I don't know who all these people are in this. It's all us. It's all the 4 of us.
Hey, you
but
don't know which one's which?
I don't know which one's me and which one's Lindsay and which one's Cappy and which one's George.
What about Bergie?
Bergie, I don't know if he was there for
Did
the
he
beluga
already
whale.
leave at
He
that
might have
point?
already left. You had to work that in, of course.
Well, he did leave.
He did leave. So thank you, the Purdy family in San Diego.
Thank you,
And
Kiara.
Kiara, that
Your
is so sweet. We're going to
drawing
put
is
it up in the studio.
beautiful.
So thank you very much.
We gotta hang it up for
Yeah, that's
sure.
very nice.
Oh, that is really sweet.
We could put that on my wall of fame with the autographed photo of Tommy.
Yeah.
I
Whatever happened to Tommy?
Tommy's still around. I think
tell him to show up Friday.
I think that's Lindsay. Oh, believe me when I tell you that if there's one guy who wants to play blackjack, it's Tommy. Okay, I think that's
Why is that
Lindsay.
box so hard to open?
I don't know, man. DeAndre has just officially opened. Now, Chris, do you want to open this box or do you want me to open this box?
Is it something that might hit me in the face?
I don't know. I mean,
well, here, I'll open it.
Okay, here you go. All right, this is it is addressed to us, George.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hand
Now,
it
don't
off
put
to
somebody's
Chris.
address on there.
Well, I didn't
don't
put their,
hold it towards
I didn't put their address.
Well, I mean, Cappy did send out a whole bunch of packages to people with his
Right.
own home address as the
That is
return
true.
address.
But to be
But
fair,
it was Justin.
To be fair, it wasn't me. It was
You
my
didn't
son.
open up this part of the box.
Well, I mean, DeAndre. Oh, and
Do you
now
need scissors?
Scissors would have been good. A knife would have been good. Like envelope, one of those.
You don't
thingies.
need them, Christopher?
All right, Chris is trying to open this
I
box.
thought you opened it.
I didn't. That's why I handed it. Oh, look at this, dude! Don't stress your heart over trying to open the box. Okay? No. That's not. No. Don't rip it like that.
I got it.
There's a natural opening. Oh my God! Look at this guy tearing this box to shreds. Oy vey. Oh my God! There's another pice of tape that. Look, this is like.
How much tape's on
George,
this
are
thing?
you watching this?
I am.
The
yeah.
dude
How much
can't-
tape is all this?
I cut all the corners.
No, you did not.
Yeah, you didn't cut all the other tape.
Dude, there's like a whole other tape. Oh my God, look at him. He's using every ounce of strength that he has.
And I don't have a lot of strength
And
left.
he can't even open this thing. Dude, bring the key back in here and cut the freaking tape.
I just gave him scissors.
Okay, Lindsay, you're a lifesaver, girl.
I didn't see it because of my left eye.
You didn't even know I came in there because you have no peripheral.
Right, he got no peripheral vision in his left eye. That's why he almost knocked that lady down on the streets last week. That's why we almost got our asses kicked.
You were trying. I love that Cappy was like, oh, yeah, what's this guy doing?
Yeah. Like, hey, bud, what's your problem? You know? All right, Chris is now officially cut open the tape. He's got the box, and inside the box is, let's find out what's going. Oh, my.
Some sort of guitar item.
Okay.
Oh.
George, this is from Jay Guido's. You know Jay Guido's?
Yeah, of course.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to Jay.
There's Pete's Coffee, dark roast.
Oh, he knows I like Pete's. Okay. All right.
There's toilet spray.
Oh, he knows
the
I need that.
poopery, the poopery.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. What else is in there?
There's Calvin Klein underwear, 3 boxer briefs, extra large. I can actually wear these now. I don't need double X's. I can go extra large.
Well, I think what Jay is trying to say to us is that, like, hey, you got to have an extra pair of underpants.
Dude wipes.
Oh, dude wipes are something you definitely got to have.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a nice care package that Jay sent us.
Pepto-Bismol.
Okay.
That's for
okay.
you, Cappy.
Yeah,
That's
right,
not
right.
Oh, this
Okay.
is from when you need a toothbrush. This is one of those vibrating Colgate toothbrushes.
Okay, I didn't know what you were going to say after vibrating.
Yeah, me
Very
neither.
good. Very good.
Colgate Advanced White. We'll keep this in the office.
This is all because of the day
and
I
last,
forgot the toothpaste.
but not least,
Yeah.
something, your kryptonite.
Yeah.
Listerine.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Jay Guidos.
And here's
Wow.
the note. Cappy, although some days you may feel like a nobody, know to some you are everything. Enjoy your little self-care package. Jay Guidos.
Wow, Jay. I mean, what can I say, man? What a beautiful package.
Do you know how to play that guitar?
This guitar looks like something that I might have to start jamming out on right here. You know?
It's amazing that Jay Guidos understood that you needed Listerine and toothpaste.
Well, he knew I needed Listerine because I don't use mouthwash.
Right.
He knew that I forgot my toothbrush that day that you and I were there
When we had to go to the CVS,
Right.
and we almost got shot 2 in the chest.
Almost took 2 in the chest that day. He knows that you and I, we go to the bathroom together at times, and so we need the dude wipes, and we also need the air freshener.
The poopery?
And a stomach problem could really use some Pepto-Bismol, and I'll tell you, those Calvin Klein drawers.
But here's so I want the Calvin Klein drawers.
Those are nice. Those are real nice. You look good in those things. And then this guitar, so I can play, George. Bing, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ding, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, yeah, ding, da-da-ba, yeah. Wow, Jay Guidos, what a care package this guy
I
sent.
think these are nice undies.
You know, the thing about Jay is that Jay was telling me last month, I think last month was called Mental Health Month. Does that
Yes,
sound
the
right?
month of May was.
Yeah. And I said something on the air one day, I'm a nobody kind of a thing. And he winds up getting back to me. And he's like, no, man, you're a somebody. And don't beat up on yourself. Like, be good to yourself. It is Mental Health Month.
You
and
don't
so,
listen to me when I say that.
No, I do listen to you. I do.
No, you're a nobody.
And look at this. Pairs of Calvin Klein panties. Why don't you go put them on and model them for us?
I'm picking up vibrations.
Yeah, Linz.
It's nice and soft.
Wow.
DeAndre, you want some of these?
I could use some, yeah.
Yeah, you could use some drawers?
I could use some more drawers, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good that he bought the black ones and not the white
Well,
ones.
notice that everything
Yeah.
that Jay put in this care package.
What I think is we'll split up each person gets a pair.
Okay.
You guys all wear the same size underpants?
Well, DeAndre might, he might be.
He might be what?
You and I might,
Fall short?
Yeah, he fills it out probably better than, kind of like Trudell fills out those trousers.
Oh, yeah.
And he
Yeah.
filled out those basketball shorts
Oh,
on
he
Friday.
sure
Oh,
did,
my
man.
God.
He did that booty drop. Yeah.
I did not know Trudell can get down that low.
Oh, my
man.
gosh.
Oh, yeah. Nobody in the world knew that other than Trudell.
I think Funchie. I think here's the thing.
Yeah.
I think DeAndre's bringing more heat than you and I are.
He is?
I think so.
Just because he's younger?
No.
Why?
He's a
Why
little
would he
bit-
have more heat than you and me?
He's a little more built than you and I are.
Built how?
I was thinking like waist size,
I was thinking about something else.
Clearly.
I don't know, DeAndre. Let's go put on these underpants, and then we'll figure out who fills them better. In the meantime, here's the thing about Jay. And Jay, thank you so much. You're an angel. I love you, man. And what you do for these kids, because you know what Jay does?
Yes.
Is that he cleans the shoes of kids who are underserved, if you will, and don't have the money to go buy new shoes. And then they're wearing like these shoes that they've been beating up on, and they've been kind of a little bit ratty, and they're dirty. And Jay is like on his hands and knees shoe shining for these kids because it really gives them a it gives them a sense of self-confidence when their shoes look good versus when they don't look good. And Jay and I have been talking about like how could we possibly like get a shoe company to sponsor what he does and then give lots and lots of kids brand new shoes. All that being said, Chris, think about what he sent. He knows about the guitar playing at the beginning of the show. He knows that you got to have black underpants and you got to have extra underpants. He knows that we have problems in the bathroom, so we need that spray. He knows our stomachs are no good, so he sends the Pepto-Bismol. He sent the dude wipes, which is a lovely thing to have, especially when you're on the road and you got to pull over somewhere. Jay, you are a phenomenal listener. Great listening, dude. Great listening.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Jay. Really cool.
Jay, you are a good man.
Cap, we'll put on that underwear tonight.
Yeah, we will. Model it around the East Central. Just walk the hallways.
Right now, I want to take callers number 7 and 10, both of you. Callers number 7 and 10 at 877-710-ESPN. You and 3 of your friends are going to come to the Cappy Blackjack Tournament Friday night in the city of Bell Gardens at the beautiful, stunning Park West Bicycle Casino. Call 877-710-ESPN. Callers number 7 and 10, you each get a 4-pack of tickets, 4-pack of spots to play blackjack with Cappy and all of us at Friday night after the remote broadcast around 7 p.m. You can be part of the $10,000 Cappy Blackjack Tournament. If you want to RSVP right now, and we want you to be there, go to ESPNLA.com.
You want to know what's amazing about this last thing that Jay sent? Notice, this is a bass guitar. This is not a guitar that has 6 strings. This is a bass with 4, and this is the kind of thing that you slap this thing right here. You see this right here, Chris? Watch me slap this thing. Way up top, way up high. You slap that bass. So now, every day when I come walking in here and I got to play Eminence Front, I'm going to smack this thing.
This needs to be, here's the thing. You need a San Diego bullhorn and you need a LA bullhorn.
Yes, I do.
Because today when you don't have your bullhorn.
Right. I'm going to tune this.
519, Sedano and Kap is on a live imaging Tuesday.
So what are you guys doing Friday again? Are you at the bike?
We're at the bike. We're
Bicycle
broadcasting
Casino.
live 3 to 6. Beto Duran. Cappy, myself, producer Lindsay Baseball. We're going to be out there at the bike. And then at 7 o'clock, it's going down in the city of Bell Gardens.
Okay.
The Cappy $10,000 Blackjack Tournament. By the way, I don't know if you heard me when I was talking about PK, the great Paul Kim, who's the entertainment manager over there.
Yeah.
This guy's slick. They've got a sushi place in there. They serve the boxes. It looks just like sugarfish, and it tastes just like sugarfish. And here's the thing. I haven't had sushi in a long time because of the sodium stuff and all that.
Yeah,
I had a
of
couple pieces yesterday from Tommy's box.
Yeah.
Oh, and even Tommy, he said sushi's phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
So the Park West Bicycle Casino, the bike, 3 beautiful restaurants there. The bar is world class. They got a lot of cool memorabilia in there too. Some Raiders and Rams stuff. A Jack Youngblood jersey signed up on the wall. It's great stuff. So come on out and press the flesh with us at the bike on Friday night.
And Beto just drove by there and took a picture of it for us and said, hey, I'm nearby right now. You know, this guitar turns on. I'm going to have to get an amp in here.
You're also staying Friday night. We're all staying there in they say world-class hotel. I look forward to seeing it, but you're in the presidential suite.
Well,
do you want me to come up there and dance and say, Mr. President?
Not only that, but I want you to know that Dead Meow has contacted me. And Dead Meow is thinking that there's an after party in the presidential suite. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm not participating in it. I mean, I'll come say hello, but I can't. I'm not drinking.
Oh, that's right.
I'm 5 months sober.
Yeah, that's right.
You're a bad guy.
Bad guy.
You're supposed to be my friend, and this is why Sam said that you blur the line. Owner Sam Pine says he kind of said you're not a great guy.
Really? Is that what he said?
Kind of said that.
Well, I will address it with him tonight when we go over to the Nixo Lounge at the East Central.
I don't think he's going, but
he's not.
I don't think so.
All the teammates that are in town from out of town, and Sam's not going to be there.
I think he's got a partner meeting, but I don't know. He might.
Well,
be
I will text him later, and I will say to him, I'll say, hey Sam, Chris specifically mentioned.
You're not going to say, hey man,
hey babe. I'm going to say, Chris mentioned that you think I blur the lines.
You blur the lines.
And what else did he say?
Well, he
blurred lines.
He doesn't understand that you don't understand which hat I'm wearing at times. And you, of all people, should understand that because of how close we are.
Okay.
So maybe I'm too close to you.
Okay.
Maybe I need to separate and put some distance.
Okay. And so I'm gonna address
probably
this.
not gonna do that because I do need those rides to Orange County.
Okay.
But we'll see.
I'm gonna address.
Oh,
this
we got
one.
Funchie.
We do, huh?
I see him on the street.
Let's go to Funchie on the street. He is inside the. Is he inside the Waymo?
Not yet. He's waiting for the Waymo to pick him up.
Not yet. Not yet. Another 2 minutes.
Well, what's the deal? Why is it taking so long? Do Waymos take longer than Ubers?
Oh, my God. So when I tried to order one, it said all the Waymos were, all tickets. Everyone's using a Waymo right now.
Yeah, and
it is rush hour.
There are only 50 some odd of them in all of L.A.
Yeah, and it's raining, too. I don't know if you guys know. You guys got me out here in the rain.
How much precipitation would you say is in the air so far, that Funchie Waba?
Maybe right now 10%.
Okay.
Oh, really? Because I was thinking more like 60%.
No, 60% is
60?
That's a lot.
60% is a lot? Yeah.
That's a lot. That's like pouring all over you, man.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes that's what you got to do to get by. It's pouring all over you.
Look where Funchie is, Chris. He is across the street on Olympic, over by the car wash, directly across the street.
Is he sheltering in place?
Funchie?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Good.
So you're just standing out there by yourself on the phone, waiting for this Waymo to just show up.
Yeah.
I feel like
this was a Waymo here, but
I think we need
else.
a different song. We need "Street Life" by the Crusaders. I play the street life.
There it is. I see it. There it is.
Okay, wait. Let's watch this because it's all happening on YouTube. This whole thing, Chris, are you watching this?
Yeah, I see it, man.
Are you watching what's going on here?
I'm not.
Turn the monitor so you can see what's going on. All right, here comes the Waymo. We think this is Funchie's Waymo.
Butterflies in my stomach right now, like I'm about to get on a roller coaster.
Okay,
This is amazing.
Here goes. Bye. Good luck. All right, here goes Funchie. Are you getting in the front or the back? What did the poll say, everybody? Did the poll say front or
I
back?
don't know.
51% say front and 49% say back. This is according to our YouTube poll.
Well, I must adhere to the people.
All right, so some dude just got out in a Dodger hat. And this
we got to get the hook. This is a long intro. I play the street life.
Funch, are you getting in this thing?
I'm waiting. It's still going. It's still down there.
Oh, I thought that the guy who just
the light
pulled
hasn't
up.
turned yet.
Oh, I thought the guy who just pulled up was in the Waymo.
Why is Funch having so many problems?
What was
you got
that?
the hook? Oh, here's the hook.
I play the street life.
The Funchie life. Funch on the streets.
Boy,
Makes you think of Jackie Brown.
Yeah, exactly.
He's getting irritated, too.
By the way, Funchie, Anthony from the social team has let us know that it would probably be best to have you sit in the back so then Graham can be in the front seat to tape the experience, to, record the experience.
All right, that's a good idea.
Is this the Waymo pulling up now? No, I don't think so.
It is.
Oh, it is?
Really?
This is the Whimo right here.
Does it have your name on it,
There you go,
Funch?
Right there.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah,
Look at this
yeah.
thing. It
Here we
stopped
go.
like 15 feet in front of him.
Here we go. Here we go, guys. Here
You
we go.
look scared,
Here we go,
man.
guys.
You look
It's a
scared.
Jaguar. All right, we'll sit in the back.
All right, let's go back to
No,
him,
Waymos
guys.
have that thing on the top. I don't think that's the Waymo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it is.
It is? I thought they have the little thing, the little bird thing on
I
the
also
top.
thought
It
they
is.
were all like Teslas. What are they?
No, they're not. They're.
Yeah, what's going on here?
That was a
I got
Chevy.
it. I'm sorry. Something.
He's got to use the app
Okay,
to open
that was
the door.
one that pulled up
Yeah, I
was
gotta
not
get
the
the app.
Waymo. Okay, here it is. It looks like it's coming out. It's got that satellite dish on the front of it, on the
There you
top
go.
of it.
Oh, there you go.
You know?
Oh, now it's coming up.
Yeah, and it's trying
Yeah, you
to
got to
find
open
Funch.
it from the phone.
We
Yeah.
were seeing it on delay on YouTube, I think.
All right, here comes Funch. Funch is now walking to
Here
the
we go.
Waymo. He's trying to
Holy
get in,
moly.
but he can't figure out how to get in. Okay, now he's going to pop open the door.
Yeah, man, I got to get in. Yeah, do it.
No, he's already in. Are you behind? Are you guys really that
I'm in.
behind?
We're
Yeah, we
watching
are.
on the YouTube
Oh,
feed.
George, we're watching
Yeah.
YouTube. You're watching
Oh,
the
I'm
live
watching on
feed.
the stream.
Yeah.
You're on the,
Whoa,
you're on the switcher.
Whoa.
What's the problem, Funch?
It's a little, it's I'm getting used to a driverless car. That's what's
Oh,
going on.
my God. By the way, that is bizarre. Who's with him? Is it Anthony that's with him?
Graham.
No, it's Graham.
Oh, Graham's with him. Watching Graham get in the
Yes.
car and there's no driver in the in the driver's seat with the steering wheel and everything. Funch, they're probably telling you to put on your.
Yeah, put your
So
seatbelt on,
scared.
dude.
Okay, and put it on my
Funch, you look
seatbelt, guys.
terrified.
Even the guy who doesn't have, who's not even there, has a seatbelt fast. Oh, look at this thing go by
Leave
itself.
me alone. Oh my God.
Dude, it's gonna beep the whole time, bro.
Shut up.
Well, I could. It's off now.
Okay, I'm here. Wow, Funchie is in the Waymo. And Funch, how do you feel? Do you feel safe? Do you feel secure?
But
Are
Funch, have you put a destination in? Where's it taking you?
It's taking me to Volcano, which is like a few blocks down.
And then what are you gonna do?
Walk back.
Oh, you are.
In the rain?
Yeah, because if I walk to Volcano and try to come back, like the bit would have been dead because it would have took like an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the rain. I saw
Whoa,
you
whoa.
and Graham walking in the rain.
Whoa.
Funch,
What is going on?
Funch,
How
can you
fast is
change-
it going?
Yeah.
Right now it's going about 10 miles an hour. But
Oh, yeah, 'cause it's in
stuck
traffic.
right now.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
speak to it, like from just like, can you talk to the car or anything?
No, but it's bumping some music.
What's it bumping?
Let's see.
Be like, volume up.
Oh, wow.
It's a Jaguar, huh?
Some slow. Yeah, it's a Jaguar, and it's bumping some music that's really slow and nice, like I'm at a spa getting a facial.
This is truly unbelievable. like we're in the car with him, George, and watching him in a car that does not have a driver, and yet the driver's side is seatbelted.
Yeah, because it doesn't want the alarm to go off. It's still
is
a car
amazing.
that has an alarm, so it's got to have a seatbelt on. Yeah. Funchie, so how far is where you're going? Like, what's the distance that you're going?
Like a half a mile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Probably
not
should
too,
have done
not
a
too
little
far.
further.
I think you should go around the block twice, Funchie. See if it'll let you extend the ride.
Yeah, can you
Well,
extend the
ride's
ride?
No, I can't. I don't know if I could.
How
I
much
mean,
is
On your
this
phone?
ride?
On your phone, I bet you could add a different destination.
How much is this ride going to cost
this
me?
ride,
Yeah,
this
it's gonna
ride
cost
is gonna,
Chris.
This ride is going to end in about 8 minutes.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
How much is this going to
Yeah,
cost
a
me,
long
Funchie? How much?
Not that much, actually.
Yeah.
How much? Surprisingly, it's cheaper than Uber in some cases. It was like $20.
Oh, just $20 I got to burn on the bill.
George,
just like that $40 Taco Bell trip you took.
George, pre-show, Lindsay said, "Hey, can we get a budget for these Funchie on the street bits?" And I go, "Yeah, the budget is right there. It's Chris. There's your budget. His credit card."
Right?
Damn
Hashtag content, you know?
Yeah, that's
We
right.
do
When
it for the people.
When you're the head of the content department, that's what you got to pay for.
That's right.
Well, listen, I mean, when you're wearing that hat,
this is amazing.
Christopher.
Yeah, that's your boss hat today.
I'll show you a boss hat.
You will.
Is it a good driver,
This is
Funch?
amazing.
Like, do you feel safe and secure? And
It's it's a lot better than 70% of Uber drivers.
Really, not 60%? Not 60% of the Uber drivers?
There
are some Uber
now. I know you guys been in a bad Uber where the guy's driving all crazy and looking at you and talking and everything.
Yeah. Now, does it have a lot of like stop and go, where like you can get like car sick in it?
It does. It kind of a little bit. It's like just right now. Somebody was
the traffic
parked
right?
in the street, double parked, right, trying to do something, and it stopped right in front of the double park. So yes, it does do a lot of stop and go.
no, when you get out, you have to have Graham like run out in front of the car and see if it stops.
No, don't do that.
Just kidding.
Yeah, you guys are crazy.
Can you imagine if Graham
they
goes
want to
flying?
kill you right now.
What happens if Graham grabs the steering wheel?
Oh yeah,
No, don't do that
I
either.
don't know.
Don't do that on video either.
They're asking you to grab the
No.
steering wheel.
No, we're actually not. We're not. Actually.
No, we're not.
I just asked what happens if.
It probably stops.
Funch, where you at, man? You heading down to Skid Row, dude.
No, I'm not, man. I'm going down. I'm supposed to be going down the, where the
Oh my
action
God!
is down
The
there. where
car
there's
just
bars and
turned
stuff.
right. The car just turned right on its own. The steering wheel turns. It makes a right turn, and he's just sitting in the back, and the car's doing it all on its own. Unbelievable.
I
You know
like
what?
seeing the
You know
steering
what?
wheel turn.
If
like
I wasn't on the phone with you guys, I might be a lot more nervous. But you guys are calming me.
There you
Oh, we
go.
are?
At least we're doing something today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Oh, wait.
overall,
Shooting
Funch,
me.
like how many stars would you give it out of 5 stars?
I give it 5. Let's just say Graham wasn't in the car with me and I wasn't talking to you. I think I'd be peaceful. It'd be like a peaceful ride by myself. And yeah.
Wow, look at Funch. He's
I can
cute.
think
Look how
and
cute he
reflect.
is. Look at him, George. Look, he's got his Dodger hat on. He's got
I
on
know, I
his
love it.
ESPN LA rain gear on.
Oh my God, it's raining.
Got those cool jeans with the hole in the knee. You are styling
Yeah.
and profiling, man.
Thank you, man.
Funch,
Thank
do
Thank
you have any messages for the YouTube chat friends that you are not able to respond to at the moment since you're in the Waymo?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, guys. I love you guys.
What are you sorry about?
Well, apparently
I
Funch is
can't
big
respond
in the
to people
YouTube
on the
chat.
YouTube.
Yeah, but
He's big in the YouTube chat.
Funch, people in the YouTube chat are asking you to hotbox that thing.
But Graham's in
man.
there. I don't think Graham can take
Bird
that.
won't let me do it, bro.
I wonder what
Bird won't let me
happens
do it, man.
if you do that in Waymo.
You know what? I thought about that too, man. Like, what if you did that, or you brought like a little drink with you? I don't know. Like, what happened?
Oh, look at Funchie. He looks very comfy in the back of that Jaguar. He looks like he belongs in the back of a limo, or in this case, a Waymo.
Yeah, or back of a car, right?
was there any like rules or anything of what you can't do when you're in there?
I don't. I mean, there was like a big, FAQ page or whatever before I, got in the car, but I skipped it.
He don't have any
You know,
FAQs.
Acknowledgments or whatever. You just get to the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it says that you cannot smoke, vape, or consume alcohol or drugs in the vehicle.
So you ain't got no Henny.
Well, how does it? No Cavassier.
No, you ain't got no Chevalier.
Well, I bet you it knows if
Chevalier
you're
is-
smoking. The drinking I would be interested in, because what if you had like a bottle of water? How would it know the difference?
Exactly. Or what if you just had a red Solo cup? You ain't gonna. Yeah.
Funch always looking for the angle.
Oh, Funch is
Okay,
great.
like my ride is almost over right now. We're about to pull over, and yes, this was a great experience.
Well, let's see what happens when it drops you off, Funch. Make sure there's no incidents,
Okay.
you know?
Hey, there's a Taco Bell cantina right there too.
Oh, see, you're going right by that Taco Bell cantina. You get some of those chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
I get the drink
Chevalier
with the Cavassier.
Chevalier is.
Don't know if I'm going to get that.
Look at this kid.
But it's almost almost done.
Wait, are
Almost
you
done
not wearing your
here,
seatbelt,
and-
Funch?
Well, I mean, I'm about to pull over and go.
Okay, I was just checking. It said that was one of the rules.
He was earlier. That's why he was beeping, remember?
Okay.
Yeah, here we go right here. Here we go. All right, I'm going to look cool coming out this little Whimo to these people right here. Hey, Graham, why don't you open my door?
Hey, Graham, come open my door.
There you go. Oh, yeah. There you go. It was great. It was great.
Is he talking to like normal people?
Yeah, are people on the
some
streets
guy
talking
just
to you?
randomly
Yeah,
asked.
he's asking them how it is.
I'm talking to the people right now.
Imagine if this guy just robs Funch.
Oh, my God. It would be
Or
insane.
whatever, but it was okay. Yeah. Hey, man. You guys have fun.
Yeah, ma. Whatever, ma.
All right.
Graham got out and opened his door. Beautiful.
That is a perfect Funch on the street.
Oh, that is
Man
really
of the
well
people,
done.
Funchie.
Good job, Funchie.
Well done, Funch.
Excellent work, Funchie, yes.
Really good.
All right. Can I head back to the station now, please?
Yeah, whatever.
Dude, tell that guy to take off
Look
his
at this.
pajama
Hey, guys,
bottoms.
look at this right here. Look at this right here.
Oh, there's a robot.
Oh, is it one of those delivery robots?
Yeah, it's blinking and winking at Funch. Funch, maybe it's got something
Nick
for
is
you.
on the delivery.
All right, let me tell you real quick, Funchie. Good job on the street. We
And
appreciate
Graham
it.
waves to the Whimo as it goes away.
Let me tell you about the Legends launch. It's ESPN LA's Legends launch presented by Legends Attic, all part of ESPN LA's 4th annual All-Star Friday night on July 11th at the West Covina Sportsplex. Step up to the plate and take your shot in a high-energy challenge to hit as many balls as you can in 90 seconds. How many balls do you think you can hit, Cappy?
2.
Okay. Bring your own bat and helmet and bring that big swing and maybe a big stick because spots are limited. Head to ESPNLA.com right now to reserve your spot. Step up, swing big, be legendary, just like Legends Attic.
Just like Funchie.
Just like Funchie. 5:34 on Sedano and Kap, a live imaging Tuesday.
That turned into one of those kind of weird things where we kind of almost even forgot we were on the air. We were just kind of talking to Funch while he was doing this, and I was watching him the whole time. That was awesome, Funch.
I like the guy at the end who was just kind of like, hey, how was it?
Hey, man, what's up? How was that?
Hey, man.
Hey, man, give me
Is
all
this
your
Mary?
money. Give me all your money, bro.
I'm not talking to you until you take off your pajama pants and put on a real pair of pants, my man.
Yeah, why don't you say that in the morning when we're walking? You're scared hiding behind me.
Well, I am because you're
Scumbag.
a guy who can protect me.
No, you were going to make a fat joke, but you can't do that anymore, can you?
Well, when you bumped that
Scumbag.
lady the other day, I thought we were going to have to say to the guy, no, look it on his chest. Look, he almost died. Like I thought I was going to have to go into that
I didn't
mode.
hit her that hard.
You hit her. You almost knocked her down.
I didn't see her.
I know you didn't see her.
I'm here.
And then that one guy
I'm
was
here.
like, hey, man, what the F?
Shut up. Cappy, tell us
Get
about
out.
our friends at Sellers Advantage, would you?
I would love to. Hey, you know what's so great is when I'm driving around all the freeways of LA is seeing those gigantic billboards for Sellers Advantage. And my man Damon, who's the CEO, he's up there looking really good. Hey, listen, if you are looking to sell your house right now, it really doesn't have to be the major headache that you think it probably is going to become. You don't have to worry about dealing with an agent. You don't have to worry about paying commissions, and you don't have to worry about spending a lot of money to repair things that you're moving out. Somebody else moves in. Who knows if they want the walls to be painted that color? Forget all that nonsense and all that chazarai. By the time you pay for the repairs and the agent fees, you could have already sold your home for a fair, competitive price without the worry of the deal falling through. So I would encourage you, if you're downsizing, if your kids have moved out of the house, if you're ready to move out for whatever reason, get your free no-obligation cash offer today by calling Sellers Advantage, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747. You can always visit sellersadvantage.com. Did you hear I just incorporated a new word that you would like to use? You like mishigas, right?
Yeah, mishigas.
I just included chazarai.
Oh.
You don't need all that chazarai.
All that chazarai.
You don't need
What's
all that
the chazarai? What does that mean?
It's just a bunch of nonsense. You don't need it.
Chazarai.
888-390-2747 or go to sellersadvantage.com. We make selling your home easy at Sellers Advantage.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Back tomorrow at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
Do people still have voicemail like memos anymore? Like the
Hey guys, double down with me in my first ever $10,000 blackjack tournament. It's going to happen on June 6th at the Bicycle Casino. You know it, the Park West Bicycle Casino, 888 Bicycle Casino Drive in Bell Gardens. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a live broadcast from 3 to 6. But when you walk in, I want you to say, double down with Cappy. You go to the Players Reward Desk and you get your free entry into the tournament, which is going to start at 7 o'clock that night. Remember, it's June 6th. Double Down with Cappy is going to get you a free entry into the tournament, which you're going to need to get because I'm telling you, this thing's going to fill up real fast. Live radio, real cards, big prizes, very limited seats. So lock yours in now. RSVP for more information for all the details on the tournament at ESPNLA.com.
ESPN.
Do you know a high school senior who's a true all-star on the field, in the classroom, and in the community? ESPN LA, along with Rotolo Chevrolet and Capozio Buick GMC, is proud to present the All-Star Student Program. We're honoring 5 incredible seniors with a $500 scholarship and an exclusive VIP experience at ESPN LA's All-Star Friday Night. Nominate your standout student today at ESPNLA.com. Brought to you by Rotolo Chevrolet, the #1 Chevy dealer in the West region, 13 years in a row in California once again.
Pacific Palms Resort, LA's Hilltop Hideaway and #1 work and play resort, provides opportunities for all travelers and locals. Enjoy restful accommodation, dine in the Red Restaurant with an expansive outside patio, or pamper yourself and relax at the spa. Hit the links at one of their 2 championship courses, the Babe and the Ike. Pacific Palms Resort is the perfect choice for a Los Angeles venue for your business meetings, weddings, and big events. Enjoy a beautiful staycation or family holiday at their Hilltop property. Book your stay at LA's #1 work and play resort today at PacificPalmsResort.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
5:40 in the afternoon, the LA Afternoon Drive Takeover. On this day, back in 2024, Beverly Hills Cop Axel F was released in theaters. This, of course, the famous Axel F. Be safe out there. It's raining in parts of the Southland. Lightning, hail. It looks like it's stopped raining here in downtown LA.
No, I think it's just the eye of the storm.
Don't get Sedano all ramped up.
Is there an eye of this storm?
There is, according to Google. According to my data. I showed you guys a screenshot. I stand by it.
I know you do.
So we got 2 more 4-packs to give away, right, Wins?
That is correct.
Let's do it now. 877-710-ESPN. Callers number 7 and 10. You win a 4-pack of spots to the Cappy Blackjack Tournament, the $10,000 Blackjack Tournament at the all new, the all...
what? The all what?
I'm going to say the all-new Park West Bicycle Casino in the city of Bell Gardens. It's so beautiful the way they've redone it from years past. Check it out Friday night with us. City of Bell Gardens. You can win that 4-pack of spots. You and 3 friends. 877-710-ESPN. Callers number 7 and 10. Talk to producer Lindsay Baseball, and then we'll press the flesh with you and see you Friday at the bike. Now, you could also join us. We'll start broadcasting live 3 o'clock. Beto Duran, Cappy, myself, producer Lindsay Baseball. But if you just want to show up and you want to play some blackjack, what do you say at the desk, Cappy?
Well, I think you walk up, and the first thing you say is, Cappy sent me. And when you go to the Players Reward Desk, that's going to get you free entry into the tournament. The line you should use is double down with Cappy.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
Double down with Cappy. That's what you say.
Because the other line, Cappy sent me, gets you an extra $30 in match play.
Oh, beautiful.
And you get that once per guest. One
beautiful.
per. So. But double down with Cappy. Are you ready to play a little blackjack? You don't know how to play blackjack.
I don't know. I mean, I know how to play. I've never played for money. I don't gamble.
This is going to be a big deal.
You've never played for money?
Like at home in private parties.
You've never been like to Vegas and played blackjack?
Card
no,
room?
I've never.
Never.
I don't gamble.
Okay.
It's the one addiction and vice I avoided somehow.
Well, now that you've given up drinking and food, why don't you start gambling?
Yeah, but you don't.
That
why
sounds,
does it have to be?
That sounds smart.
But why does it have to be a vice? Is my question.
Because I'm an addict. So. So I was always afraid of getting addicted to that, and I take my money very seriously. So
yeah, no, I hear you. See, I go into it with, hey, these are the couple $100 I'm willing to lose tonight.
Right. I know. I get that. But
That's it. And once that happens, it's over. Now, I also have the thought process of if I've doubled my money, I'm out. I'm walking away. So, like, those are my rules. Let's just use $200 as the example. $200 tonight. If I win, if I lose the $200, okay, I'm cool. This is what I was willing to spend. If I double it up, then I'm like, all right, I'm cashing out and I'm walking away.
Okay. Got to have
and
those
that
rules.
That usually will give me an hour or two of good fun.
At an 11, you always double down on 11.
I always double down on an 11. All right, Georgie, you want to play a little big deal or no deal, or what do you want to do here?
Yeah,
Lynn?
sure.
You wanna
Sorry, I
play a
just had to
couple?
change because I'm going to dinner in a few minutes.
Oh, really?
What
Where
did
you
you
headed
change
tonight?
into?
Just a t-shirt, a nicer t-shirt and some jeans.
Yeah, steak
So you
place
don't,
tonight?
you don't want to do
A little Lululemon t-shirt.
You don't want to do bonus time with us at 6 o'clock?
No, definitely not.
We're not doing bonus time tonight.
Hey, by the way, Cap, Jay Guidos hit me up on the IG and said that you got to turn your guitar on.
I did. I turned it on, but I
He
wasn't.
slid into your DMs?
Yeah, you know.
Do you slide head first or?
Oh, I'm going to be playing this bass every day now.
There we go.
I'm going to tighten up the strings a little bit. I'm going to get the audio turned up, and I'm going to rock that thing.
Rock that thing.
Right.
Big
Big
deal
time.
or no deal time. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
All right, guys, so I saw this story in the New York Post, and they did some interviews with some Uber Eats and Postmate drivers who all admitted that, yes, at times, they have eaten some of their customers' food before. So Tom, 33, was asked, he asked to keep himself anonymous, his last name, because he didn't want to lose his job. Said, I don't make a habit of it, but yeah, I've taken fries. He said he tries to remain
horrible.
professional,
So bad.
but sometimes he just can't resist the urge to, eat a little fries, especially when you're in traffic and someone's fries are next to you and you haven't eaten in hours. He said it's kind of tough.
Uber Eats cannot be happy that this is coming out.
So then another guy said, one night I was out late, I hadn't eaten all day, the bag was open, and I took a nugget. Not proud of it, but it's also not the first time.
That would really piss me off if I ordered like a 12-piece and 11 of them showed up. God, I'd be pissed.
So according to a U.S. food study back from 2020, more than 1 in 4 delivery drivers were guilty of munching on the food of the customers they were supposed to be chopping off.
That's horrible.
So I want to ask you guys, is this a big deal or no deal? Cap, you go first.
It really bothers me, man. It
This
really
is why
does.
I pick up my food. I rarely Uber Eats anything.
I never use Uber Eats. I never do. In fact, I think I told you guys recently I used Instacart, and like
but
5
Instacart-
things didn't
well,
show
yeah,
up.
that's Usually different. For groceries,
Yeah, I
that's
use
a little
Instacart
different.
a lot.
But 5 things didn't show up, and I went onto their app and they refunded me like the $30.
Right.
Well, no, because that's because they couldn't find it. That's not because
Well,
they took it.
But they didn't say, hey, these, because a lot of times when you're using
They can
Instacart,
chat with you.
Right,
Yeah.
they'll tell you, hey, I can't find this, but I can find a
I always
similar
tell them
product.
I'll
well,
chat
but you
with
know,
them.
on Instacart you can set up like a replacement
Yeah,
item.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, things
And
just
it'll
didn't
alert,
show.
it'll alert you when they don't buy it.
Okay.
Did,
well,
did
mine-
you actually pay attention to the app?
Yeah,
Did
I
you
was-
get in the chat and say, hey, listen, I'd like some ripe avocados? I always let them know you can get ripe and ripe bananas.
Okay, I didn't do that. But in this particular case, I was like, where's this? Where's this? Where's this? And I knew I paid for it.
Oh, so you paid for it.
Right, and then they refunded
Right, but they
the money.
refunded
They
you
which was
afterwards.
great. But the thing about Uber Eats is I do fear that the driver will either A, eat some of it, so I'll get less then, and B, what's with his grubby paws? You know what I mean? Like, am I going to get sick because this guy touched my stuff? I don't know, man.
That's a drop right there, DeAndre. Am I going to get sick because this guy touched my stuff?
Don't mark that tape.
No, mark that tape. I want that tape dirty, and I want it ready.
I'm out on Uber Eats. I'm out on DoorDash. I don't use any of
What
those
if you're
services.
sick, though, and you're at home and nobody's there to help you?
Then I would give consideration to using those services.
But by the way, a lot of places now seal it. So, like, if you get a pizza or you get a bag, it's sealed. They put a sticker on it so that the driver, if they wanted to do that, would have to break the seal. And then you would know when the bag shows up that the seal's been broken.
Do companies like Domino's Pizza still deliver, or do they have these services do their delivery for them?
I think that they...
No, Domino's still has their own delivery service.
Yeah, I think Pizza Hut got rid of their delivery service. Their contract, they had independent contractors that worked for them. I believe they got rid of that in California.
Mhm.
But Domino's has its own, I still think.
You know, this whole thing about somebody touching your nuggets or whatever.
There's another drop.
The other day I was at a lunch, and it was a very nice place. And the guy sitting next to me, who I didn't really know because it was a friend of a friend, he's eating this nice dish, and all of a sudden he pulls out this super long hair.
Oh, come on.
And he's like, what do I do? Do I just send it back and say thanks but no thanks, or do I get them to bring me another one? I'm like, get them to bring you another one. Now, I'll be honest with you, I would take the hair out. I'd be too much of a wimp to say anything to the waitress, and I just keep on eating.
That's gross, bro.
I know, it is kind of
Well,
disgusting.
you have an immune system for a reason. It's going to fight it off.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I mean,
nah, I'm good, though, bro.
Things happen.
Yeah, but the things that you put your face into, trust me, that hair is not the worst thing. You're fine. Your immune system's going to fight it off.
What does George put his face into?
I don't know about, well, I hope George has put his face into a lot of things, but I'm talking about you specifically,
Oh,
Cappy.
me?
Yeah.
Oh.
By the way, is Manny Pacquiao fighting again?
Yes.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Really?
I think he needs the money, because don't you remember when he became, like, president of the Philippines? He had a
Well,
bunch
he
of
was
tax
Still,
problems.
I think he still is, isn't he?
Is he really?
Yeah.
He's the president
oh, no,
of the
He was the
Philippines?
senator of the
He was a
Philippines.
senator.
But then it got exposed, like, all this tax stuff or something, and I think he had to pay it
Only
off.
because I just got an email for, like, I guess it's happening in L.A., right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We talked about this, I think, a couple weeks ago,
With
didn't
Beto.
we?
With Beto, yeah.
Because he had like the I think the press thing today.
Oh, really?
Earlier today.
I always feel like that's sad when these guys fight, like,
It's very sad.
you know, so late in the game. Like, it's just
When you're that old and you got to fight, it's kind of like Mason Ireland signing a new contract.
What does that mean? Is that getting signed? Is that getting done?
Yeah.
I mean, they've only got until the end of the month, right?
Yeah, we're getting it done.
I mean, what's taking so long?
It's not taking long.
Let's
That's how business is done
let's
now.
dot the lines, baby.
Okay.
Let's cross those T's, dot
We're
those
going-
I's.
I'm not worried about it. You shouldn't be worried about it either.
Who's the holdup? You need help?
No.
You need me to help out here?
I think we're
You
good.
need me to strong arm anybody?
We don't need your agent getting involved.
You sure?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
All right, 5:49, Sedano and Cap, the LA Afternoon Drive takeover. Cappy, we're going to be there Friday night. Party, oh party. I had the pleasure of meeting the great Paul Kim yesterday. They just call him PK.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a secret agent, but he's the entertainment manager over there. He's hyped to have it. The first thing he saw, he goes, "You look amazing. I've been following your health journey." He's at P1 of the radio station and this show, Sedano and Cap. He can't wait for us to be there at Park West Bicycle Casino. I can't wait to be there. It's absolutely stunning. From the minute you open your door in the valet, it smells like Vegas. That perfumed air is getting pumped out there into the parking lot. And then when you walk in, you're blown away that you're in Bell Gardens and you're not in Vegas.
You know, PK was a huge proponent of the show and the station.
Absolutely.
And he was really the guy that was pushing for us internally at the Park West Bicycle Casino. Here's the deal, guys. This Friday night, we're having our first ever blackjack tournament, and there's a purse of $10,000. So what does that mean? It means that the first place finisher is going to win $5,000 in free play chips. The second place finisher is going to win $3,000 in free play chips, and the third place finisher is going to win $2,000. Now, if you take those $5,000 or $3,000 or $2,000 and you go to the other tables in the Park West Bicycle Casino, what are you going to do with it? You going to turn it into a lot more? Good luck. I mean, I can't wait to see who's ultimately going to win this. And by the way, Chris, I don't know if you've ever done a blackjack tournament. They happen fast.
I have not.
It's not like a poker tournament where it takes hours and hours and hours.
Right.
A blackjack tournament happens really fast. So go to the website, thebike.com, thebike.com. You can also visit us online to RSVP at espnla.com. When you get to the Park West Bicycle Casino, we're doing a live radio broadcast, walk in, find the player's reward desk, and say, double down with Cappy. That will get you free entry into the tournament, and it starts at 7 o'clock sharp. And
we're
by
going
the
to
way,
be broadcasting live from the poker room.
Oh, cool.
Not the blackjack. Where the blackjack happens is a different place, but we're going to be from the poker room right next to the sushi restaurant. So it's going to be fun.
Great. And one last thing. If you would like to get an extra $30 in match play, all you have to do is go to that same desk and say, Cappy sent me, and you can get that one time. So let's all meet up Friday night. Chris and I have hotel rooms. We're going to stay there.
So does producer Lindsay.
Oh, producer Lindsay got a hotel room. Nice. We're all going to be staying there.
That on the air.
We're all staying there.
Sorry.
Did you dump that? That's too late. Don't dump it. It's too late. Anyway, the bottom line is this. We're all going out on Friday night. We're going to be at the Park West Bicycle Casino. We look forward to playing blackjack with you guys and having a great time. We'll see you guys on Friday night at the bike.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installation with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
5:55 on a live imaging Tuesday. Sedano and Kap. Final segment. That's our final segment music. It's time for the Dealer's Choice Real Deal. Brought to you by Seller's Advantage. Want to sell your house? Before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no obligation offer.
Ooh.
Or you can visit sellersadvantage.com, DRE0196-1658. So tomorrow's National Bicycle Day.
Mm-hmm.
We were just talking with Lindsay about bits we can do with Funchie. So you want him to ride a bike for 3 hours, like a Peloton?
So here's the thing. So I don't know that I want to put Funch on the streets of downtown L.A. on an actual mobile bicycle.
Thank you, Cappy. Thank you, Cappy.
How great would it be if you just...
But here's
You're
what
the
I'm
only
thinking.
one that has me in mind.
But here's
you just
what I'm
rode
thinking.
into a building?
But here's what I'm thinking, Funch. On National Bicycle Day, what if we had you on a stationary bike for all 3 hours of the show? Could you handle it?
I think I could.
You think you could stay on the bike
You just
for 3
ride
hours?
on a bike
Well,
and
I
then you
mean,
ride into CVS?
am I still like
I'm here.
Wait, can we get the stationary bike out on like the plaza over here? 'Cause
Oh, that's a
that
good
would be-
idea.
That would be great.
That's
if
a
we
great
could.
idea. Funch, you haven't worked out in a really long
Yeah,
time.
I think I could do it.
But
let's go.
What about your tuchus? Are you worried about that?
Yeah, that's
No.
going to...
3 hours.
I got a bony tuchus, man. I'm
Yeah,
fine.
but that's the worst. You got to wear those special bicycle shorts that have the pad inside.
Chamois.
No.
It's called, yeah.
Oh, is it called a chamois?
It's called a chamois.
Yeah, you need that.
Chamois good.
Right.
So I look like I have a BBL?
What you know about a BBL, DeAndre?
Oh, man. DeAndre.
I think that's going to do it for us.
Yes.
We're done here.
That's the Dealer's Choice Real Deal brought to you by Seller's Advantage. Call 888-390-AS-IS for that no obligation offer.
We'll be back tomorrow at 3 o'clock. ESPN Radio is